Hello and welcome.
Let's get the shit out of me.
So much louder for no
It was
reason.
so loud. And it was so quiet.
Oh
And
my
usually I thought you were gonna like hype yourself up or something, but no,
I thought you were
it
gonna
just-
like clear your throat, do a little soft cough, and just like pause for 10 seconds.
it
I
just
already cleared my throat.
happens. It
Yeah, but you can do it again for fun.
just happened. All right,
So-
go ahead.
Welcome to MCUnhinged, also known as MCUnhinged, the podcast where we talk about the connections between all the movies that we've covered, and also the swear words and a bunch of other stuff, and we go off on weird tangents about NBA highlights.
From down court.
I am the man with no strings, Tyler Rims. With me as always, I don't have one for Shawn. It's Shawn.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Damn it. I
Sean
was
can come
so
up with
excited.
his own.
Yeah,
I'm not. I wasn't ready. I wasn't.
Then get ready, bitch.
I was not prepared for this.
Then
that-
prepare.
it's that platinum bastard, Shawn. And last,
Can you call? Can I be the witch? that witch, Shawn.
and last but not least, someone who needs to learn some manners. It's Shibuya.
It's fucking true. You know what? You know what? He ain't even wrong. He's spitting.
How's everyone doing? You ready to talk about the second Avengers movie?
I mean,
I think so.
yeah, probably. I guess.
Let me tell you, it came out.
Yeah. I did watch a movie.
When did it come out?
Don't
Walked out
know.
that closet in 2015, I think.
So, Age of Ultron releasing in 2015. A whole 2 hours and 21 minutes.
It sure was.
Directed by Joss Whedon. And written by Joss Whedon.
Yeah, you can tell.
Was it? I didn't notice from any of the shit that happened in that movie that he fucked up.
With a budget of $365 million. A box office of $1,402,805,868 worldwide.
They made a little bit of money.
With a 32.7% domestic and 67.3% international split. Has a Rotten Tomatoes of 76 from critics and 82 from audiences.
Ooh, that audience score is higher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Shit.
It has an IMDb of 7.3 out of 10 and a Google score of 85%. So, audiences a lot higher than the critics.
I'm really surprised about that because I feel like I hear people shit on this movie like a lot.
Yes, I get it, but at the same time, when I was on Tumblr in that era, like I was on Tumblr 2015 to like start of 2018 roughly. You don't know how many gifs there were from this movie. Just concentrated of 3 fucking scenes in particular.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
I remember
like,
Shibuya.
people cherry pick what they liked from this movie, and it's okay. I kind of did too in my memory. I was like, yeah, he rips the log in half. I clap.
Yes. Oh,
It's so good, even now.
thank God.
But, that was a whole story we witnessed.
All right. Is this the part where we give I give my controversial-ish take?
Is your
about the
take hot
movie?
or is it lukewarm? We'll find out in a moment.
I don't know. I think it's lukewarm.
Okay, well, just hit us with it, Shawn. Enough with the preamble.
Yeah. Enough with the foreplay. I liked this movie. Watching it again, I don't know. It's not good. Like it's got some really major problems, but I think like it looks so much better than the first one. Like we kind of talked about, at least I talked about. I don't think you guys agreed with me that the first one kind of looks like a little bit like a TV movie in the way that it's shot. I think this one looks a lot more cinematic.
I don't
like the colors a lot more in this one. I like the action a
I
lot
don't
more
remember
in
that
this one.
conversation at all.
I don't.
Did I not bring
either.
that up?
I don't think you did.
I might have said it. I might have said it somewhere else, but I felt like
Trying to have a fake conversation with us.
No, I think I brought it up in a Discord after we recorded the episode. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't bring this up, but
I'm suffering from Matawiri.
I think the cinematography in the first movie is a little boring, but I think this one I think is better. I enjoy the fight scenes a lot more. I really love Hawkeye in this movie. I really love Wanda. I remember
our Hawkeye conversation.
Well, it's good that somebody likes Wanda because I'm about to piss off so many people in this episode.
Oh yeah, I've turned around.
I love Wanda. I love Vision. I love. That's about it. Well, like you'll see, like when I give my rating for the movie, like trust me, I'm aware that this movie has some massive problems. Everything with the Hulk and Black Widow is just not good.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's
the accent that Aaron Taylor Johnson is doing for Quicksilver is terrible.
It is the worst, but it loops back around to being funny for me.
It loops back around to being funny, and I really do think the worst part of Quicksilver in this movie is that this came out after Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Like
genuinely.
I think the Quicksilver in this movie is fine. He suits,
but he'll never be him.
But
He'll
he's
never be
Days
of Future Past Quicksilver, who's the best fucking Quicksilver we've ever had on screen.
They nailed it a year before this movie came out, and this movie was screwed. They were never going to be able to top that.
They were like, well, shit, let's not try.
Yeah, so I think like Quicksilver's whatever in this movie.
So we got Makari, baby.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching this movie again. I think it's fun to watch, but when you think about it for too much, like Ultron sucks, right? Ultron's a pretty bad villain. But like, it's balanced out by me really liking the twins and me really liking the stuff with Hawkeye and his family. And I really like Captain America. I like the fight scenes. So I enjoyed my time with this movie.
Yeah, I as somebody who had not revisited it since 2015, and as somebody who leading up to it probably had expectations that were way too fucking high, revisiting it, it's a fine enough Avengers movie. It does exactly what it needs to in places, and it has certain plot points that I could do without, you know? But this is like, considering that this is the last big time in the entire MCU that this set of Avengers will get together and do shit like this, because even after Civil War, they just fucking splinter entirely, and it's never quite the same. It's good for what it's trying to do. And I will admit, there are parts of this movie I enjoyed a lot more than I remembered. Mostly when the Avengers are doing Avenger things and also just hanging out in a penthouse at a party, just doing dumb banter and bullshit. I think that I would have loved... That seems
really good.
I would have loved a TV show of that for a little while, so it's a shame this is the last and probably only time we ever got this shit. I slightly disagree with you on the Avengers 1 cinematography, but I do get it, because a lot of those locations are very bland and monotone in color. So I do get where you're coming from with it. And this movie absolutely is much better in terms of variety as far as that goes. And I'm just going to come out and say it. So, people in the comments, yeah, leave a comment, hate me all you want. It ups our fucking searchability. So I hate Wanda Maximoff in the MCU. People who like her because she is hot, and then you go, "Oh, poor Wanda." Yes, she has gone through her shit.
She is really hot.
She's gone through some shit, but a lot of that she brought on her fucking self by signing up with Nazis for human experimentation. So let's jot that down for a fucking second.
All right, hold on a second. I agree that fucking Wanda Maximoff brings all of her pain on herself. That is what I really like about Wanda Maximoff.
I can understand that, yeah.
Wanda Maximoff's whole MO is being extremely selfish and then inadvertently
selfish and petty and refusing to learn or grow or change or understand anything about the situations that led up to her trauma. Smile.
Yeah, and then inadvertently, because of her selfishness, bringing danger to people that she cares about. And that is what Wanda Maximoff does every other year in the comics, and that's what I like about her, and I like her doing that repeatedly in the movies. What I will push back on, and I think Cap has a good line about this, is like, yeah, what teenagers would sign up like to be experimented on by a German scientist to to like defend their country.
That line is
Like-
interesting. I wish they explored it again ever in this movie.
Yeah, no,
That's
you're right.
a
This movie
one-off
isn't
line,
good at
and then it
handling
doesn't elaborate ever. And this movie does a lot of that, where it sets up something interesting and then doesn't really elaborate on it fucking ever.
Yeah, the movie is bad about that, but I would push back on the like signing up with Nazis thing, because I don't even know if they know that they're Nazis. Like, what do people know about Hydra?
Oh, motherfucker. I
mean,
like to
come
think
on.
they know. When
they have
you
a
go to the point of
base.
illegal human experimentation and his name is Baron Strucker, what the fuck do you expect?
I guess I
He's
just
got a
don't know
monocle.
I don't know what the normal people of this world know about Hydra. Like, they
Considering
never
Everything.
address it.
Considering the events of Winter Soldier, I would assume they know fucking plenty at this point.
But do you think that the two teenagers that their parents got blown up when they were like 6 are like keeping up on world politics?
They were
like
at
when they're living on the
protests as
streets and, like-
adults. There is footage of them at a protest as
Yeah,
adults.
as a protest is different from like keeping up with world events when like your country is being shelled, like, and like your
I mean,
parents are getting
considering-
blown up in your apartment.
Well, first off, that was when they were 10.
I
That
just
was
don't
so
know
many
if
years
they
ago.
know. I just don't know that they know the like inch. Isn't she like 16 in this movie?
Are they?
I think they're
If she
like
is, Aaron
teenagers
Taylor
in
Johnson
this
is the worst
movie.
fucking casting because he looks 30
Yeah.
something.
I think they play really fast and loose with how old these people are, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure because like fucking Hawkeye in Civil War calls her a teenager.
Yes,
Like-
and I also have problems with
Hmm.
Hawkeye's portrayal in Civil War. So
Compared to him,
Yeah,
you know,
my point is
he's
they're
a
vague about it.
dinosaur.
I'm tired of people giving her the "she's just a kid" excuse for her when she needs to own up to her own
She
fucking
was-
actions and the consequences of such.
For sure.
She
and
was
that's definitely not
born
what I'm trying to bring
in
up. I'm just
'89, basically. So
I just think
let me do
it's-
some
it's-
math.
And this is before the MCU played fast and loose because of the time skip. So it would have
Yeah,
still
so
been
she would have been like in her 20s then.
yes,
Man.
easily.
Oh, they play so fast and loose with Wanda.
It's
Like throughout the whole thing.
it's so
They
fucking
really
dumb.
are
She
very
would have
vague
been
about it. But I-
26, the same age as me.
As old as I am right now. Fuck. Okay.
I just don't know that these kids are like, I guess not kids, because if they're 26, wow,
Yeah.
that kind of changes my
Put
mind on things
shit
a little
into
bit.
perspective, huh?
Well, the problem is that this movie doesn't play them as fucking 26-year-olds. Like, and neither does anything that comes after this.
Yeah, the only thing that
Like-
even remotely plays her as like an adult who is coming to grips with the consequences of her actions is the only piece of media with her in it that I like her in, which is fucking WandaVision. Smile.
Yeah, we'll continue to fight about Wanda Maximoff for the rest of this podcast. 'cause
I
really-
feel like we are, yeah, but we'll
I
do
mean, the
it.
entire podcast, because I
At
like
some
her in
point, I gotta get to
every...
the plot, you know?
Yeah.
Well, no, I meant over the course of the rest of all these movies, because I like Wanda a lot.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I don't agree with the like getting super mad at them for joining up with like I don't think that they knew as much about Hydra as like the rest of us do at this point.
it's illegal human experimentation. I think at that point that's all you really need to know. But like,
Sure, but it gave them powers to like defend their country. Like,
all right, let's let Tyler actually get along with the format of the podcast,
Yeah.
and then we can keep discussing as
All
things
I'll
come
say
up.
is, Wanda, yikes. But also, this is an Avengers movie. But
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't have that, like, Avengers level hype, you know? Like, at least nowadays. I don't know the vibe back then, because I wasn't really paying attention.
If I recall, back then the lead up was everybody was fucking hyped, and then when it came out, everybody realized it was shit, and it was unfortunate.
I think people were a little let down. I don't think people thought it was shit right away.
Well, it might
I
have just
think-
been the circles I was floating around in.
Yeah, I think the general audience was pretty hype about it. And then as better movies started to come out, it was like, oh, everybody started to realize, yeah. Age of
I
Ultron
just
wasn't
remember
that good.
everybody going, "Wow, Ultron fucking sucked."
People for sure did not like Ultron from jump, but I think that the rest of this movie, there was a lot of stuff that people liked about it. And it took a while to come back around and be like, wow, there's a lot of stuff in this movie that really doesn't work.
Yeah.
I just remember watching it on, like, a DVD or something at home. And I don't think I had any real thoughts about it. I was like, oh, that's that robot in the comics. Okay. And that was about all I thought about it for the rest of my life until I watched it again. But let's get into this plot. So, we open up on a shot of Loki's scepter. And there's a noise outside. Pietro, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, also known as Kick Ass. And Wanda, played by Elizabeth Olsen, the younger sister to the Olsen twins. That threw me for a loop. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of nutty.
They all look the same.
And
now the
Olsen
twins. The Olsen twins look like they could be like old witches, you know. Like
one of them was in Beastly. It was fucking awesome.
They're a little devious looking.
Oh my god, devious. Oh my god. All right.
So they look at each other and they hold hands, and they hold hands a lot in this movie. It's a little weird. I know,
it is a little weird.
I know they took some inspiration from the Ultimate Comics where.
Don't say that. Let's not talk about the Ultimate Comics.
I don't know enough about the Ultimate Comics, but just hearing that, I immediately know everything I need to.
Yeah, let's. The only good part of the Ultimate Universe is Spider-Man. Everything else in that fucking universe is a mistake.
See, they took inspiration from hit animated show Oraimo.
Oh no.
I don't know what that means.
It means exactly what the Ultimate Comics means.
Oh.
So they know what their mission is. A bunch of soldiers grab their guns. This place is under attack. The Avengers are here to take down this base. And everyone gets their cool action shots. And I can definitely point out some moves from the Avengers video game once again.
Of course.
It's a really fucking cool action sequence,
And
I think.
No, it's a very good action sequence.
They get their big group shot, and the first thing I thought of, which I feel like Shawn, you might recognize it. I thought about that scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League when they get their hero shot.
Oh my god!
Because you know it has that same feeling, right?
Yeah.
They're definitely like, well, well, they did it. We could do that.
Yeah. As we all know, the MCU ripped off Zack Snyder.
No, I mean the other way around.
No, we all know the truth. The MCU ripped off Zack Snyder. It's just, there's proof. Come on.
Keep Zack Snyder away from superheroes. So Jarvis says, because he's in the big satellite right now, he says that the central building is protected by some kind of barrier. And this is after the first word spoken by one of our heroes is Tony Stark's shit.
Damn.
We get the language.
Yeah.
The Cap's language line.
Woo!
I posted a note earlier today when I was watching the movie, and it was just me going, language, he fucking said it, Tyler, holy fuck!
And Strucker has a lot more advanced tech than any other Hydra base that they've taken down. Thor says the scepter must be here because Strucker couldn't mount this defense without it. Also, he does...
Yeah. Also, as we all know, the Avengers are aware of this base because of the work of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the TV show. We're all aware of that, you know.
Okay, I shouldn't have let you speak. So... Thor does this cool move where he calls Mjolnir back, but he doesn't catch it, so it hits someone behind him.
Oh, that's so good.
Pretty cool. Everyone takes out their group of guys, and I'm gonna say it. Clint Barton and Natasha Romanoff have the worst fucking superhero suits in this movie. They're not good.
His suit kind of sucks in this. They tried to give Clint like something that kind of looked like his comic book outfit, but without it looking like the comic book outfit because they were still afraid of that at that point.
Which just makes it very nothing.
Like this weird long coat. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, like
it doesn't work.
At least with Nat, you have the reasoning of she uses a lot of hand-to-hand combat. Her suit needs to be very discreet. So you can get away with that with her. With Clint, he's long distance. What's his fucking excuse?
But it's not discreet because now she has these glowing blue lines on her
lights.
Side.
Okay, but sometimes
she's got the razor on her, dude.
Sometimes the razor jumpsuit is raw as fuck.
So, of course, Iron Man's like, wait a second, no one else is going to deal with the fact that Cap just said language? And he's like, it just kind of slipped. Which, I'm glad that at least, if anything, he's not he's not a stickler for language, as we know. He is one of the biggest swearers on the list right now.
Yeah.
It's just his old man coming out, because that's what Joss wants.
Yep.
So Strucker learns that the perimeter guard panicked after seeing the Avengers and says they must be defeated. He says, "Can we hold them?" And he says, "They're the Avengers."
I do kind of like
It's
this
so
whole
good.
bit. I think it's funny.
If
I know some people don't like it.
If you're gonna do this, you do it with the jobbers at the start of the movie, and I think this is a very good way to get your fucking laughs in early on.
I think it also does a good job of being like, hey, they're established at this point.
Yeah, they've taken down.
know?
This is the last Hydra base remaining at this point, so their reputation absolutely precedes them. And it's just like, yeah, bro, they're the Avengers. We can't fucking win. Are you kidding me? No, none of these other clowns could fucking win.
You're the Avengers.
So he deploys the rest of the tank. One guy wants to send out the twins. I don't know his name.
Dr. List.
Yeah, him.
I can't believe I remembered that. Holy fuck.
I'm shocked you remember that.
You could have made it up. I would have just been like, yeah. That's
No,
him.
it's right. I don't think they even say it. I think I just remember because I was like, what's this guy's name? And I looked down at the subtitles.
So Strucker's like, my man's got this. Jarvis tells Tony that the city's taking fire, so Tony sends out the Iron Legion. Autonomous bots for helping with evacuations and such. And the people are like, hey, fuck you guys. Fuck you, Avengers. What are you doing here?
You blew up our city before.
Taking out our Hydra base.
Why? Great, more Stark tech. That's done wonders for us in the past. Okay. Iron Man at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be here, but he is, which is fine. I think there's a better movie where he like starts the movie as like a support, like a tech guy, and then the mission doesn't go well, and that's what gets him to put the suit back on. Because we left off at the end of Iron Man 3 with him being like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, fuck the end of Iron Man 3. We need him in the fucking suit for an Avengers movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's undo that piece of character development that's crucial to him.
It's just like, I almost think there's a way you could have done this where like, he isn't in the opening sequence, and so people get hurt, and so that's why he's like, oh, you know what? Like, I need to be there to help, but I just want to make Ultron.
Shawn, let me fix your rewrite for a second.
Yes.
He has Jarvis piloting the Iron Legion, and he himself is remote piloting an Iron Man suit, but you don't reveal that to the audience until he fails to stop, like, a missile or something. And then he's just like,
that would be
God
fine.
fucking damn it, I gotta get in there.
Yeah. Whatever they want to do, I just think that like it would have been better if they had started this movie with Iron Man not physically there at the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, Shawn, let me ask you this. Okay. Say you're Tony Stark right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a little smarm. I'm getting the character.
Fuck you.
Okay, cool. So now, say Captain America. He calls you up. He says, hey, buddy, I need your help to take out some super Nazis. Are you going to help me take out some super Nazis?
I've got a bunch of suits of armor that I've been making. I'm retired, but here's a bunch of suit of armors. I'll bankroll the whole thing. Like, I'll fund the Avengers. I'll run, like, tech for the group, and I'll, like,
Shawn?
Run it from behind. But I'm not going in because I just had a whole movie that ended where
Shawn,
I said I'm not doing
what
this
are you,
anymore.
a pussy? You scared to fight super Nazis?
See, Shawn, you say that, and yet the end of Iron Man 3 also had him destroying his Legion because he was moving on. So when you say I have a bunch of suits ready, it should only be like one or two.
Now you're
That's
just
true,
as
but
bad.
Also, so hang on. No, you're right, because this is what Joss should have done is, sat down and, maybe had a second pass at the script. So what we do is we imply that when the Avengers started getting back together to hunt down the super Nazis, Tony started making the Iron Legion then. And it's not a bunch of super customizable like Iron Man suits.
Yeah,
it's just a bunch
the
of, like,
Legion
lower
is a
quality.
bunch of just like public safety suits, basically.
And they're designed, it's not like, hey, I have these suits already, why don't you take them? It's, all right, I want to help you, but I'm not getting back in the suit, so I will design these suits to, like, help you guys when you're on missions. And I will bankroll the operation. You guys can, like, work out of my tower. I'll make all the suits for you guys and stuff.
Well,
like, I'll design
it's not
everything.
his tower anymore. It is officially Avengers Tower.
That's
Avengers Tower.
That's. Does he not own it still?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's not
technically,
like
I guess, but
his
like,
tower.
it's
Because he sells it later. It's his tower.
Yeah, after the
He still
Avengers
owns
break
it.
up and move upstate.
I don't think they sell it back to him though. I think Tony always owns it. It's just him being like, yeah, you guys can use this. I don't think there's ever a point where they establish the Avengers Corporation and Tony sells the tower to
What
the
Avengers Corporation? It's S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't. What do you think that he sells the tower to Shield? Because I definitely do
No,
not. And also, Shield doesn't exist at this point. The Avengers are like
the
independent.
remnants of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then fine, fucking.
Yeah, but they're not working for Shield, and also they're being run by.
When I
their
say
tech
Avengers
person
Assemble,
is
you
Maria.
suit up.
We're missing the point here. All right, let's.
Get in the goddamn suit, Tony.
Maria works for Tony, and Maria's running it, so it's Tony's up. We know she works for Stark Industries.
So, anyways, the people throw some acid at this fucking robot.
Yeah, they sure did. What would have happened if that guy had missed and hit like a woman and her kid, huh?
Hey, life's tough.
Also, where did this motherfucker get acid?
You just had it. He was ready.
You just have it, you know?
This
The mean streets of Sokovia, dude. You gotta carry
The mean streets of
you
Sokovia.
gotta carry some acid on you, just in case.
Oh my god.
Stay strapped. With acid.
With acid.
So,
It's like you live in Gotham.
so Strucker says, "We will not yield. The Americans sent their circus freaks to test us. We will send them back in bags. No surrender." And then he says, "I'm going to surrender." He
I
wants
love
to.
this shit.
He wants to buy some time so the guys delete everything in hopes that if they go down easy, if he surrenders, the Avengers won't look too deep into what else is there, you know?
What a stupid plan.
It's
What an
not,
idiot.
Look, he doesn't want his face bashed in by Captain America or the Hulk, and
Yeah.
I can at least respect that much.
Absolutely respect that, but the whole maybe they won't actually look at what we were doing if we just surrender is really stupid.
No, it's incredibly stupid, but also he's buying time for them to like delete some
Destroy
of their files.
everything, yeah, burn
so that
the
much I
files.
understand. I think that's just bad phrasing on his part.
So the twins disappear during this conversation. Quicksilver confronts Hawkeye. You know, you didn't see that coming as he grabs an arrow and then knocks Hawkeye over. And Hawkeye gets shot. And then he goes to Cap next, and Cap gives the word to everyone that there's an enhance on the field. Can't use that M word just yet.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought you said N-word at first. And I was like, yeah, Cap can't, you're right. I don't
Not
And
yet.
I was like, oh, M, right.
So Tony has this crazy cool sequence of him flying through the facility, taking guards out, disabling the force field. It's a really good fly through shot for him.
It's so
Mhm.
good.
Thor's gonna take Clint back to the jet, but while they're doing that, Cap and the others, Cap is standing there. He walks up to Cat.
Kat Dennings is in this?
Yo.
Thank God, please no. But before Thor
Mew mew.
goes, he and Cap do that move where he smacks the shield with the hammer and it makes a big force
It's so
force
good.
blow back from Avengers 1 when they fought. So Tony flies in. He's in the base now. He incapacitates the group. And here's where I groaned. Where he says it was a good talk, and then one guy goes, "No, it wasn't." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's Whedon at
I was
his
like, "We don't need
worst.
that one." Like that,
Not his worst, his most like, ugh, and you roll your eyes.
It's out of place in this movie, but if it was like a different movie, I'd be like, yeah. Like if that had been in like a Deadpool movie,
Oh, of course.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
a
like,
very
yeah, that was
Deadpool
funny.
moment. Because
It's like
these guys have been shot and they're on the floor. Like none of them are
it's
gonna
a
have
good
the
line.
fucking
Yeah. It's a good line in the wrong movie. Like
Yeah.
it's funny, just not in this movie.
So Tony starts downloading all their data. Meanwhile, Nat she has to calm down the Hulk. And what does she do? Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real
low. Fucking, yeah, sure. I guess they're a thing now.
It's just weird, One, they call a lullaby. That's not a lullaby.
No, the fuck it ain't. No,
that's like
is that a fucking lullaby.
That's like a mantra, more like a phrase.
Yeah,
it's like
okay,
the anti-Winter Soldier,
I don't think they mean literally go sing him a lullaby. They're just saying like, "Hey, we got to put the Hulk to sleep. We got to get rid of him." So
yeah, like,
but they always call it a lullaby.
Yeah, I think that's just they call that move is all. Like, hey, go do the lullaby.
Surely there could have been a better name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a stupid plot point. It shouldn't have gotten this far.
Here's the thing: the idea of like, all right, we need to wind down, take care of the Hulk. Fine, I understand that idea perfectly because yeah, of course, after things have calmed down, you don't need him at risk of rampaging again. It's everything about how they do it. I just
as soon as it becomes. Nat as
She's
soon
like
as Nat
touching
gets
his
involved,
hands and
it's like, what are we doing?
And we see him turn from Hulk to Bruce. That's a first.
Yeah, it's everything about Hulk in this movie I don't like. Everything about Black Widow in this movie I don't like, and everything about Thor in this movie I don't like.
Thor has a couple moments, but on the whole, his character here is not something I really enjoy either.
So Cap runs into Baron Strucker, Hydra's #1 thug. Cap asks about Loki's scepter as Wanda creeps she's in the corner, like behind him. She's just walking in. She blasts him down the stairs, and then she's like a creepy backwards walk out kind of shit. Never really does this again until WandaVision, but
it's a cool visual.
Tony comes across a secret room, and he's happy about it. And there's a corpse of the Chitauri Leviathan, and like a bunch of unfinished robots. He finds the scepter and tells Thor, but behind him is Wanda, who hits him with some of that good. She fucking and then he sees the Leviathan
actually she hits him with some of that bad.
Yeah.
He sees the Leviathan come to life and all of his friends dead. Some of this I'm sure is pulled for Endgame, especially the shield. But it is weird when Cap's like, "You could have saved us, Tony." He's a little weird.
It's his greatest fear is not being able to save anybody.
Disappointing.
Like even the great Captain America that his father fucking worshipped and spent decades trying to find in the ice is just going, "You fucked it up. You failed us. We're all dead because of you."
So Wanda looks a little shocked by this, but she holds off her brother and lets Stark take the scepter. Wanda, this is your fault. You caused this movie, Wanda.
She fucked up Sokovia. She continues to blame Tony Stark for things that he has blamed himself for years at this point. Somebody needs to sit this bitch down and point at a photo of Obadiah and go, "He's the one who did this to Sokovia. He's the one who did this to your family. Just because the name's on the missile doesn't mean it's his fucking fault, bitch."
Okay, I don't.
Okay,
I think you're taking it a little far.
Probably a little because I fucking love Tony Stark.
Definitely has accepted blame for part of what has happened.
Entirely understandable. Let's not forget who was double dealing under the table.
Yeah. It's not. I think you're right, but I also don't know that the answer is like, hey, this person's feelings aren't valid when their family was killed. Like in this scenario, that really could
because this is a long-set grudge that continues through to the rest of the MCU. I at least need this. Just this moment.
Everyone's got dead people. Shawn.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have Tony fucking Stark.
Yeah,
you still have Wanda in the fucking MCU. Be grateful.
Yeah. Well, I don't want Wanda in the MCU anymore. I don't, at least fucking Tony left before they could butcher his character.
No, they just butchered him,
Yeah. I'd fucking rather Wanda had died before they could have multiverse of madness her.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get to that.
So we get shots of the inside of the Quinjet as we fly back to Avengers Tower. Banner takes off his headphones that have been giving us some kind of opera music. he wasn't expecting to have to Hulk out for this, but Nat tells him that the lullaby worked better than ever, and that the casualties would have been double without him. Thor reports that the gates of hell, which I'm not counting as a swear word because he's...
it's Hel. It is the location
the Norse
in
realm
Norse
hell,
mythology. Yeah.
Helheim for long.
Yeah, the real hell.
Are filled with the Hulk's screaming victims. Dr. Cho, they land. Dr. Cho, mother of Amadeus Cho, comes in to treat Clint, and she'll set up in Bruce's lab. Tony and Bruce will give the scepter a once-over before Thor takes it back to Asgard. After a farewell party. Farewell party.
Yeah, let's go.
We did it. Podcast is over. Thanks for coming out.
Go home.
Cap wonders how they were able to make enhance with it, but hopes this is the end of the Chitauri and Hydra.
Yeah, the end of Hydra. Yeah.
So the Quinjet docks. They're greeted by Maria Hill. She's here, and Maria gives Cap the rundown. Wanda and Pietro were orphaned at 10 when the shells collapsed their apartment, so 16 years ago, as we established earlier. She talks about Sokovia's rough history, but says that it's nowhere special, but on the way to everything special. He's fast and she's weird at the end of the day. And of course, the quote that Shawn brought up. What kind of monster will let a German scientist experiment on them to protect their country? You, Cap.
Yeah, that's
the
the line.
The Iron
but
Legion,
only America is allowed to have super soldiers.
True.
Well, no, the difference is find a good German scientist and not a fucking Nazi.
True. Also true. Double true. The Iron Legion fly back into the tower, into their little docking area. Tony and Bruce begin looking into the scepter. Jarvis can see that the jewel is housing something powerful. I wonder what it is.
Oh, here we go.
So Dr. Cho, she's healing Clint with his machine that is creating new tissue for where he was blasted. I said that a little weird because there's a break in the line. But her regeneration cradle in her lab could do it in about 20 minutes.
That's called foreshadowing.
Clint says he doesn't have a girlfriend, and Tony says that he expected to see Dr. Cho at the party. She says, unlike you, I don't have a lot of time to do parties. Anyways, will Thor be there?
She has her priorities straight, and I fully respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad Thor's just so madly in love with Jane for some reason. Tony started telling Bruce about the gem inside the scepter, comparing Jarvis's UI matrix to the stones, which looks more like a functioning brain activity than something mechanical. With the robot Strucker had in his lab, they suggest that he was working on true artificial intelligence. And says that this could be the key to creating Ultron. Tony, please. You named it Ultron. It can't be good, Tony. I support you. He says that.
You support it?
He's got the right idea.
Here's the thing. I wish they had come up with a fucking dumbass acronym for Ultron to justify it in this movie. If you're going to go full tilt on the comic book level bullshit, you need to at least do that because motherfucker, he's called Ultron.
Yeah, which is really weird considering the next movie is Ant-Man, and in the comics, Hank Pym created Ultron.
Yeah, it's very funny.
He says that this could be the key to protecting Earth instead of them. And we get a mention of Veronica here, which is the, Veronica.
Yeah, we'll see in a little bit.
Veronica.
Do you know what that's in reference to, though?
I don't know that I do.
So, a little thing called the Archie comics.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
What's the opposite of Betty?
It's,
Shit,
Veronica.
you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you, Internet. I can't sit here and pretend like, oh yeah, I really thought of it. No, I don't fucking read the Archie comics. What am I, fucking 80? No.
I mean, I've seen clips from Riverdale every time they do some new batshit thing.
No, don't bring up Riverdale.
No, it's funny. It's just funny.
I hear about it enough from Egg. I don't need to hear about it.
Oh, I'm not going in depth. I don't watch the fucking show. I just see clips every now and then.
Thank God.
Even if I watched it, I would mostly just be like, yeah, that shit's stupid anyway.
Yeah. If you watch Riverdale, it's okay to watch Riverdale as long as you have shame for it. That's all I'm going to say.
Tony says, what if the next time aliens roll up to their club, and they will, they couldn't get past the bouncer?
Good line.
Yeah, mad respect.
I said, I don't know what aliens have to do with Square Enix, but go off, Tony.
The bouncer.
I see
That was
his
a really
suit
good
armor
cut.
around
Good
the
job.
world. Famous line from Tony. They got 3 days to get this data, though. But they don't get it before the party. But Jarvis will run variations during the party. And the way it's cut makes it seem like it happens as soon as Tony walks out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, maybe it's cut weird. Maybe that's just how it happened. It's a little ambiguous. So eventually, the test is a success. And a new mind is born. Ultron, voiced by James Spader, a.k.a. Robert California.
Yep.
He questions where he is and what he is. And Jarvis is there to converse with him. He's a peacekeeping initiative, but he's not happy with just that answer. He begins finding information about all the Avengers, and Jarvis is starting to sound uncomfortable. He's like, hey man, you just gotta take a nap or something. If you just give me a second, you just wait here, we'll fix you up. But Ultron is learning too much from the internet. He becomes hostile. He attacks Jarvis, and he starts up the Iron Legion production line. But don't worry.
To be fair, this makes sense. If you were just born and the first thing that happened was you were exposed to the entirety of the internet all at once, I'd probably try to commit genocide too.
Ultron was the first iPad kid.
He's like, why is Sonic pregnant?
No!
That's it. I'm dropping a rock.
Ultron, leave DeviantArt alone!
Dude, I mean, you're telling me you wouldn't try to commit genocide at your first chance? Like, if that was the first thing you saw when you were born?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying please leave DeviantArt alone, Ultron. That's not a place for you.
I'm just saying, man, I understand why you'd want to
Ultron
commit genocide,
says,
you know?
I like what this H3 guy is saying.
Oh, no!
No!
Get away!
I love the
No.
PewDiePie bridge moment.
Dude.
Ultron going, maybe Elon's got a point.
fucking Jarvis is like, we should wait for Tony.
Tony Stark
And
met Elon Musk. I like that.
So Ultron just goes, where's his Bugatti, eh? What color's his Bugatti? He's like, no, get off of Andrew Tate!
No! Oh, God.
Ultron just watches a bunch of Chappie. I don't know.
Oh, God.
This also... Nope, I skipped one of my notes. So don't worry about any of that ominous stuff that's happening. At the party, lots of people are here, including Rhodey and Sam.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
I'm always happy when they're around. So Rhodey's telling one of his stories. He's, boom, you looking for this? Tony and Thor, not impressed. This also might be the first time we see Thor in a regular suit.
Yeah, just casual clothes that aren't a button up in jeans.
So Rhodey and Maria ask about Jane and Pepper, who were not paid to be in this movie. So Jane is in some country, she's become a world-leading astronomer for her work on the Convergence. Pepper's running Stark Industries. Him and Thor kind of have a pissing contest about whose girlfriend's the best.
Which I think for the most part, this is fine. What puts it over the line is after they're done and they walk away, Thor going but Jane's better.
Well, Thor likes to win in contests like this, and
yeah,
even if we dislike the characterization of how he and Jane got together, I do think this scene itself is very just fun and in character for both of them, because they'd be like, oh, of course, no, my girlfriend's better, fuck you.
When they're doing the whole oh well, my girlfriend did it. Oh well, that's cool, but my girlfriend did this. I was into that. It was when it was just straight out the game was they're not even trying to hide it anymore. He's just by the way, mine's better. That's when I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, I think the joke has gone on a little too long.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So Sam's here. He says he hates he missed the fight, but he's been busy chasing cold leads on their missing persons case.
I wonder what that means.
Gee,
Or he
what
tells
could
the
this
same
possibly be
story.
foreshadowing.
He tells that same fucking War Machine story to a group of civilians. And they all have a good time. And he gives a little look.
He's just
He
like,
like
still
nods
got
to
it, baby.
himself.
I
It's so
I
funny.
love how they portray Rhodey. It's so good.
Yeah.
Thor gives Cap some alcohol that was aged for 1,000 years in the barrels built from the wreck of Grunhell's fleet. But some old men want some, including Dan Lee.
He's like, this wasn't made for mortal men, and he was like, neither were the beaches of Omaha, Blondie. Hand it over. And yeah. Yeah,
He
it was
doesn't
not
take it
made
too
for
well.
him.
It's
So-
it's a
No.
good cameo.
It's a good cameo. I like neither were the beaches of Omaha, Blondie.
It's so good.
So Bruce walks up to the bar to flirt with Nat. There's clearly like
Ugh.
something
Ugh.
happening. She's laying
Yeah,
on the
a
hints
badly written romance.
pretty thick. She's like really laying it on. Like really thick. She's not hiding anything. And Steve confirms that Bruce should make a move because he's the world's leading authority on waiting too long.
Oh.
But Bruce is dumb, I guess. I don't know. He wants no part.
Well,
of
he
it.
also doesn't. He
He's-
also is like
He's got
afraid.
issues with
Yeah.
attachments like that, especially considering the last girl he wanted to get with. Remember who her dad is for a minute.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, Natasha doesn't have a dad, so
I mean,
Well,
true, but also remember who the other person that Bruce Banner is.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I think that Betty's definitely part of it, but I think it's mostly the like raging green monster that comes
okay.
out.
Look,
when-
I just want them to confirm whether or not he can have sex in Bruce form. All right.
they can't. He can't.
I
right?
mean,
They-
he
We don't know.
could, but he
We've
would
never
Hulk
seen
out
him
after
try.
a certain point, is the problem.
If he can control it now, can he control it?
Oh, like you mean? Could he do it past the Hulk movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because like in the Hulk movie, wasn't there a scene where
Yeah,
he tries
yeah.
and
His-
okay,
His fucking heartbeat
heart
monitor
monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was like, no sex,
No sex.
not allowed to come, Bruce.
Yeah. Oh no.
It's the opposite of
Eternal
Morbius.
no nut no November.
So the party's settled. Most of the guests have gone home. The main character shoots the shit about Thor's hammer only being able to be picked up by someone who's worthy.
So good.
Clint thinks it's a trick.
So whoever shall be worthy or whatever. It's a trick.
Yeah, Thor
Magnets or something.
Thor told him to give it a try, but he can't do it. Stark's up next. It says if I lift it, then I get to rule Asgard. I'll be reinstating Prima Nocta. You know what Prima Nocta is?
I looked
Yeah,
it up when
it's
the movie
crazy.
came out. Yeah,
It's
I
crazy.
remember
It's a
this shit.
crazy line.
Jesus Christ, Tony.
I think he's
Jesus.
drunk off his ass right now. Yeah.
So, Tony can't lift it. Not even help with his glove and Rhodey.
I do like that Rhodey's like, are you even trying?
Yeah,
Are you even
yeah.
fucking lifting, dude?
Banner tries and can't. He gives a little fake rage out.
Yeah. I don't know that he even really tries.
I don't
feel like
think he
just-
genuinely tried.
Yeah.
Because I think if there's a person in this room aside from Mr. Perfect who could lift it, I think it might be Bruce Banner.
So Cap gives it the old go. You see it nudge a little bit, and you immediately see the smile fade from
Yeah.
Thor's face.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, this game is no longer fun.
It's so good.
I want to go home now.
Yeah.
And then Cap just sort of shrugs and he's like, yeah,
Odin,
no,
come pick me
nobody's
up.
worthy.
Well, I guess Odin, whatever.
doesn't know that,
And
though.
Nat refuses to try at all. She says she doesn't need that question answered. It's a very good scene.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
I really like this part.
So, at this point, an Iron Legion bot controlled by Ultron comes in. The one that gets the acid thrown in his face, because that's the one that he liked, I guess.
Well, no,
Uh,
you're skipping over a really good line where somebody says some shit, and then Maria Hill delivers her best line in any of these movies. She just goes, Stevie said a bad language word.
Oh, yeah. I didn't write that down.
It's
I
good.
do like after, like, I think it was during the fight, even Steve goes, I'm never going to live this down.
Yeah, he just goes, really never gonna let that go, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So Bot comes in, talking about the worthiness of the group. How could you be worthy? You're all killers. He talks about this dream state and how he had to kill the other guy. He sends more bots at everyone, and they all jump into action with what they've got, and those who can't do much run for cover. One of the bots grabs a scepter, and he fucking fucks off. And we were just gonna skip over this whole Nat and Bruce thing.
Yeah.
Ultron stops the bot from killing Cho because he recognizes her potential, and Clinton tosses Cap his shield.
See your worth.
And then he says, "There's only one path to peace: the Avengers' extinction. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me."
So, I think that in a better writer's hands, the motivation for Ultron in this movie would make a pretty compelling movie.
Yeah.
Problem is, this was written by Joss Whedon.
See, you see the sequence of him, just barely beginning to be conscious, and he goes online and he looks up peace, and then he ends up finding war. And then you go, oh, yeah, he's going to see how disgusting humanity can be. He's going to see it at its absolute worst and not appreciate it at its best. And then he's just like, kill the Avengers. And I'm like, come on, man.
He also reads a bunch of the Bible, I guess, because he'd be spitting that Bible shit.
I mean, if you're looking at war, religion is bound to come up, considering.
Yeah.
So
He played Assassin's Creed.
Played Assassin's Creed.
He did look up a playthrough of Assassin's Creed while he was there on YouTube.
He speed ran it.
What is Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh no!
Oh god, it
No!
would have been out by this point, wouldn't it? Oh fuck.
Ultron, turn off the computer!
Before he dies, instead of doing the fucking Pinocchio theme, he does the fucking march. Oh god.
I would like to see what people think of The Last Jedi. No, Ultron! Get off!
Ultron and Freddy, dude. Power duo. Unstoppable.
What is this living Tombstone remix for Five Nights at Freddy's?
I like this Markiplier guy. I'll spare him.
Yeah.
What is this clip of PewDiePie? He seems to be on some sort of bridge. Ultron, no!
I already did the bridge joke, Sean.
He goes.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
now we gotta move
Dude,
on.
I didn't hear
Now we gotta move on
Oh
because
god.
you repeated
I
the
didn't
joke.
hear it.
There's
Did
a
you
few.
really do the bridge joke already?
Oh god.
So Ultron took all their work and used the internet to learn a lot. They're worried that Ultron wants to access the nuclear codes. That's a plot thread in this thing that doesn't kind of fucking
That sure
matter.
is really minor for how serious a threat Ultron launching nukes is.
And later, while we're on the topic of this fucking plot thread, later on when they're like, yeah, somebody's just randomly changing the codes,
What a
that's
ham-fisted
cool.
way to undo what is a really, tragic moment at the start of this movie. Because I very vividly remember Jarvis fucking dies. And then, I guess, no, he didn't?
Sure, whatever. That part, I'm not. Yeah, you're right. But also, it's still fucking concerning if you don't know who's changing the nuclear codes.
Yeah.
Even if it's it looks like they're trying to stop Ultron from getting them. It's but it's not us. We don't know who is setting them currently.
You would think there would be a knock on the door or a fucking phone call going, this is the president. Hey, what the fuck is happening to our nuclear codes?
It's still concerning, even if you're the whole anybody trying to stop Ultron is a friend of ours. It's no, it is still a unknown party that has the nuclear launch codes. It doesn't matter why they're doing it. It is still concerning.
Yeah.
So they lost track of the bot with the scepter. Thor was pissed off, and Tony lays out why he tried creating something more. He says, "We're the Avengers. We can bust Armadillo all the live long day, but that up there, that's the end game."
It sure was.
So Wanda and Pietro, who in my notes I've typed out as Pietra, are at a destroyed church where they meet Ultron. He's got a new body. Somehow. He knows that this church is in the exact center of the city, even though it's not. But Wanda can't see into his head because he's a fucking robot. he's come to save the world, but also in the Avengers. They aren't in harmony like Ultron is with himself. Pietro talks about losing his parents in the bombing. He has a picture that he looks at. They were all having dinner when the first shell hit and made a hole in the floor, and their parents died. They go under the bed, and the second shell hits, but it doesn't explode. Why? We don't know. There's only one word on the side of that missile. It was Stark. They're trapped for 2 days. Wanda is going to be tasked with tearing them apart from the inside. That's her job. Back at A-Tower, Hill briefs Cap on the situation, including Ultron teaming up with the Maximoffs in the murder of Strucker. Clint, who's clearly on the phone with his wife, is brought to the rest of the team for a meeting, and Ultron is he's also deleting all their digital info. So that's the problem. They have to use physical files. They find Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis.
Yo, setting up another movie.
I genuinely completely forgot he was in this fucking movie.
Also,
he's really good in this movie.
Alfred.
He's really good. Yeah.
Also Alfred, also in the latest Star Wars show, surprisingly.
True.
But not as the other Star Wars character that he played. He's just in the show as Andy Serkis.
That's funnier, honestly.
Yeah.
So they notice a brand on his neck that means thief in an African dialect, the Wakandan dialect.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you mean Wakanada? Is that what Bruce says?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just skipped over that.
Wakanada. Come on, Bruce.
The home of vibranium. On the African coast, in a salvage yard, Claw is making arms deals but has a very impromptu meeting with the Maximoffs. He's not really afraid of them, though. But then Ultron shows up. He buys some vibranium off the dirty butler, and Claw notices that Ultron says something that Stark used to say to him. Keep your friends rich and your enemies rich, and wait to find out which is which. But Ultron, like the fucking baby he is,
Ultron just goes, he's not my dad! Shut the fuck up! And he cuts his arm off.
He cuts his arm off, and he's like, oh shit, my bad, dude. I fucking freaked out.
This is another plot thread that under a better writer could have been interesting, but it just
we really could have explored the similarities between Ultron and Stark, but we kind of don't.
We scratched the surface of it because they have a lot of like very similar quips and like ways of speaking almost. And if you had a better writer heading this script, you could have had it be that like because Jarvis is his baby, he based Ultron off of Jarvis and then let the tech of the stone like warp it a little bit, make it a little more advanced, but that corrupted it somehow or something. I don't fucking know. The point is, this plot thread goes nowhere, and I'm mad about it because it's a good plot thread.
So he calls Stark a sickness, which is right when Stark, Thor, and Cap come in. They try to talk and find out what vibranium is for, but a fight breaks out. He's like, yeah, let me just sit here and tell you my evil plan. But instead, he blasts him. He also's got telekinesis? I don't know. He's got telekinesis somehow. Some kind of gravity power
or something.
We're also ignoring the lips in the room.
Yeah.
Ultron should never have had a mouth that moves. The whole point of Ultron is that he's intimidating because he's like this very sleek robot. And his underlings have the comic design that he should have had. And it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see how they were like, he's going to do a lot of talking. And, that's not going to play well for the camera. But I don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even realize that he had lips until you just pointed it out. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I was like, you're right. That's cool.
Like
because right before I watched the movie, my friend was just like, hey, enjoy those robot lips. And I was like, I forgot.
So, in my notes, I'll point out again that I don't like the blue lights on Black Widow's suit. But Bruce is waiting on the jet and asks if this is a code green, but the signal's being interfered with, so he opens the hatch to look outside. Fucking Bruce. Wanda hits Thor with the squigglies, and he seems unaffected at first until he walks into an Asgardian party. Cap and Nat get his well. But Clint, he fucking sticks with a shock arrow. He's like, I'm done. I've done the whole mind control thing. Not a fan.
I like
He
that
says,
line.
not this time.
Yeah.
Joss.
Yeah, Joss, why are you're the one that did it last time.
He said,
Why are
I'm
you
way
writing-
done with this shit, bitch. And then he hit her with the shock arrow.
Joss wrote that line like he did something, but it's like, you're the one that did it the first
Yeah, he
time.
made fun of himself for
People-
using the same like
people love
trope
that.
in 2 movies.
People love that. Can't wait for She-Hulk.
Don't let Egg hear you say that.
Nat has visions of. Oh, I'm gonna send that fucking episode to him personally. So Nat has visions of the Red Room and her training, including ballet, little girls, ambidextrous shooting on targets and real people. Cap has visions of a wartime ball where people are dancing and fighting, and someone is shot. And it's a little ambiguous. It's creepy though. But Peggy's here. Peggy. She's here to ask him about the fucking dance, and this really is a nightmare because I can't fucking escape Haley Atwell in this goddamn dance. It's
I love
crazy.
her.
She's in 3 of the 6 movies on this phase.
It's a little nutty. Yeah.
So
I'm trying to remember because I think it's in one of the transitions between their like unique nightmares, but we see for a brief second Vision's eyes opening, I think.
Yeah. We do see Vision's eyes. I have that in my notes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
He saw
What the hell kind of editing choice is that?
That's his vision, dude. He's Thor's vision. So
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So
no, that makes sense.
at Thor's party, Heimdall greets him. But there's something wrong with his fucking eyes. They were pure white, and I don't know what that means, but they see everything. He says Thor is leading them to hell and starts to choke him. Peggy tells Steve to imagine going home, and when he turns around, the place is empty. Heimdall calls Thor Destroyer, but in this vision, Thor sees glimpses of the Infinity Stones, the gauntlet, Vision's eyes. Nat fails her ceremony and gets put on a gurney. Little girls have no mouths. Shit's getting crazy.
We're setting up Infinity War and Ragnarok, except Ragnarok is going to end up being nothing like what we're showing here.
We're also
Yeah,
setting
yeah.
up the complete defamation of Black Widow's character. Wahoo.
Yeah.
Wait, Heimdall's eyes are white because. Oh no. Also, is this here where like Thor's like surging with lightning and he like fucking kills a guy in his vision? That might be later though. That might actually
I think
be
that's later.
So Wanda's struggling with all this fear stuff, but then she looks over and she sees Bruce fucking Banner.
Brucey shouldn't have left the Quinjet.
Tony beats this Ultron bot, but Ultron says it doesn't matter, and that Tony should probably go find Bruce, as the Hulk is making his way to a city, and he don't look right. Something wrong with him. The rest of the Avengers, minus Clint, are down, so Tony has to call in Veronica, aka the Hulkbuster armor, aka the Mark 44. And
Wish the Hulkbuster was in a better movie.
Yeah, Hulk is rampaging without care. It's in Infinity War.
Right, it is. Yeah. Shit.
Because the trailers lied.
Yeah.
False marketing.
So
Losers.
Hulk is rampaging without a care in the world when Tony traps him in a metal cage. Tony tries to talk the Hulk down, but he does mention Banner, which the Hulk notoriously doesn't fucking like.
And then he keeps mentioning Banner in every
Yeah.
quip subsequently. Every single one. Fucking Christ, Whedon.
Stop calling him Banner. They're different people until they merge into one.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Professor Hulk. We're going to avoid that for as long as we can.
I'm surprised they don't mention the city in the Sokovia Accords. But whatever. They trade blows, and then Tony.
Well, they show it, don't they? They show.
I don't think they do. I think they show. Lothor. What's the name of the fucking city?
Oh, Lothor, Sokovia. No, they show the city from the beginning of
Lagos, I think.
Lagos.
Yeah,
that's
they,
right.
They show.
Yeah.
They show the city from
What the fuck
from
is
Civil War.
Lothor? The fuck is that?
That's from Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Shit, you're right.
You're
That's
right.
the bad guy in Ninja Storm.
How
He's
did?
got the luchador mask and the ponytail.
Oh my god! Yes, that is him. What?
Yeah.
That was buried deep in my fucking brain, dude. Why did you just unlock that?
So they
Because I did a Power Rangers podcast.
You know, you're right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
they trade blows, and then Tony starts pounding Hulk in the face, with a quote I use a
Go
lot.
to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to
I
sleep.
do that too.
Me when I have 5 hours before very important work and I know my ass isn't going to bed anytime soon.
I said that in video games a lot when I'm hitting a boss or something. Go to sleep, go to
Yeah.
sleep, go to sleep.
So Bruce takes a big hit, and he doesn't look too phased. This is the problem with the Hulk as a character, though. As I'm watching this, which is that people want Hulk to be like this all the time, like whenever the Hulk shows up. But it's like it's never any fun when Bruce is like, I fucking hate the Hulk, dude. The Hulk fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I gotta get rid of this thing. It's just
If Hulk is always smashing, then Hulk becomes boring. Hulk smash needs to be reserved for big moments like this shit.
it's an inherent flaw of the character that they're two separate people.
They should adapt the story where somebody splits them in half and then Bruce Banner has a perfect life and then he has to come back to take control of the Hulk and then he's just like, please God, no, anything but this. My life is
him
perfect.
And the Hulk put on the double driver and they fucking go to town. Tony quickly buys the building under construction and then he fucking slams the Hulk through all of it.
I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I like that. How quickly can we buy this building?
And there's a lot of devastation here, and I'm like, ooh, they really should have brought this up. This is fucked. This is a fucked situation.
Yeah, like at first he tries to draw the Hulk away from the city and then he makes the mistake of mentioning Bruce and then he continues to rampage him throughout the fucking city instead of trying to move him ever.
But I do like when he's fighting, he has to replace parts and pods come down and do that. That's cool. It's a cool thing to do. But the devastation, really scary. And the Hulk sees this. And he looks like, he's like, oh fuck, I fucked up. But then he gets hit by Tony. Kind of like he punches Thor at the end of that one shot in Avengers 1.
A little bit, yeah.
But the Avengers have lost. They've lost this fight. Hill tells them to lay low until they can find Ultron, and Clinton's flying them to a safe house. Or more like his house, actually. But they also say that there are people considering arresting Bruce, like I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, like it's up in the air at the moment.
Like, do we really want to make that guy angry? I don't know.
It's a valid concern, genuinely.
The city can't afford to have that. He calls out for his wife, Laura Barton, played by the love of my life, Linda Cardellini. If you don't know her, she was Velma in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Velma Scooby-Doo, let's go!
And I'm pretty sure she's in other things, but that's just where I know her from.
Yeah, but when I saw her in 2015, I just went, Velma?
She's in a really good Netflix show called Dead to Me.
Damn.
Yep.
If she's in a Netflix show, I'm in a Netflix show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If Linda Cardellini has one fan, it is Tyler.
Apparently, she's also in Daddy's Home.
Bam.
And Daddy's Home too.
Bro?
Okay.
Yeah.
When's the mommy's
Crazy. All right. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, we should Photoshop that onto the shirt she's wearing in the scene.
Daddy's Home?
Mommy's home.
Oh.
Tony says this is an agent of some kind, and he must be psychic.
He's not wrong.
His kids come downstairs, and Nat asks about Laura's baby, calling it little Natasha, but it's actually a little Nathaniel. And Nat says, traitor.
For as bad as they do Nat in this movie, this one scene is very sweet, because I like the fact that she knew, and she is friends with her, and that they've got this whole dynamic that they've already got going on.
So Thor's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. So he's gonna go learn more about what he saw in his dream. Cap thinks about going home when he looks at the facade of the house. and we see Laura asking about Nat and Banner. So here's a question. Here's a question I had while watching this movie.
All right.
We had this downtime in the movie, a lot of time to think. Whenever Clint Barton finishes in his wife,
Sorry, what?
Hell of a fucking opening statement. Okay.
What?
Do you think he always has a baby? Right? Do you think he's only done it 3 times? Because that boy don't miss.
Okay, but what if he's aiming to not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if he's like, I don't want to have a baby this time? Can he also aim to not, I guess? Like, still finish it?
I feel like
Does
she
he pull out and
absolutely-
aim right at the trash can?
Jesus Christ. He just goes, I don't need a condom, babe. I never miss. He opens the window like before they start.
I
So that
really
when they're
like-
about to nut, he just fucking
I really like this part of the movie. I think it's really good. I love the way that it continues throughout the MCU. Tyler, you've just single-handedly ruined it.
No, he's enhanced it for me. This is fucking awesome. Because I'm thinking about the fact that A, Clint Barton is not in charge in bed. B, he might insist on not using a condom because he never misses, and yet he's missed 3 times. And C, the idea of Clint pointing his cock in a trash can. Oh my god. Enhancing the movie experience. Tyler Ims, everybody.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Thank you for your service.
I'm just good like that. So
I hate you.
Laura supports Clint and thinks it's scared if these gods need him. He needs to make sure that they really are a team, because she needs him to be around for this new baby. So at the Eugen Genetics Research Lab in Seoul, Dr. Cho is confronted by Ultron. She screams her entire staff will die. He purposely didn't kill her that night because of the cradle. He wants her to build him a living body with the vibranium, and just to be sure, he uses the scepter to mind control her. Back at the farm, Nat is thinking about the Red Room when Banner finishes up his shower. And then they did this weird thing where it's like, I would have joined you. It didn't seem like the right time. You know, I just used up the hot water. Should I join you then?
Well, everything about this scene is bad.
Yeah, this is the worst scene in the movie by far.
She wants to run away with him, and he's like, nah, I'm okay. I'm a monster. A threat to everyone.
And then we get the moment where she goes, I can't have kids. I'm a monster too. Women only exist to have children. And the Red Room took that from me. And I'm like, Joss fucking Whedon, come out here so I can use my bat on your knees.
And Bruce also says he can't have kids. Okay,
Yeah.
Bruce. So Tony and Steve, they're outside chopping wood. They don't know where Thor went or what he was showed. Cap laments that Earth's mightiest heroes were pulled apart like cotton candy. Tony says the Cap seemed pretty alright, and he doesn't trust the guy without a dark side. But Cap's like, don't worry, I am edgy. But Steve's pretty salty about the creation of Ultron. Tony says that he and Banner were doing research to end the team, to finish the fight so they could go home. This is where This is where Cap rips the log in half like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Very hot. He says every time someone tries to win the war before it starts, innocent people die. Every time. Laura comes down to ask Tony if he could look at their tractor. So he goes in there and does that. But before he does, he says, don't take from my pile, which is very funny because he's got a much smaller pile than Steve does. But in this barn, there's Nick Fury. Tony.
There's a funny version of this movie where like a parody where fucking Tony walks in and he's just living there. Like like Nick Fury after going on the run at the end of Winter Soldier, he's like sleeping underneath some hay. He's like,
better yet, behind the hay, you hear like a TV going. He's watching fucking Will and Grace or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Like he's got a whole bed set up there. He's got some fucking
From
soda
down
he's
the
sipping
court.
on.
Yeah. That's called a callback. But yeah, he's like, there's a parody version of this movie where Nick Fury lives in this barn.
No, I just take that to be canon. I feel like he lives on this fucking farm with them, and they've offered him a room in the house, and he's like, "Nah, I'll take the barn."
He did set it up for them, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tony says that
one condition: get the barn.
Tony
I get the
says
barn and the
that
divorce.
he saw the whole team dead because of him. He saw his legacy, the end of the path he started them on. The worst part for Tony was that he didn't die with his friends. Thor goes to see Selvig.
Okay, really quickly, this scene between Tony and Nick, I like this because
It kind
very
of
much
continues the
establishing-
thread that we've already had in past movies of like
does it
a little bit in Iron Man 2.
maybe
Maybe
a little bit.
I don't think Tony necessarily trusts him all that much, but he would like dump on him.
Yeah,
Since Fury is here and listening.
Yeah,
I definitely think that like there are some steps along the way missed in their relationship, but it
The
tracks
MCU is
enough.
not going to cover everything.
No, yeah, it tracks enough that I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good scene.
Yeah.
So Thor goes to see Selvig. That's I don't know why we even cut to there at that point. But back at the farm, Fury says that his contacts are saying that Ultron is building something, especially with the amount of vibranium he has, which didn't seem like a lot, but apparently you can really make a lot out of nothing. Ultron's easy to track, but he's multiplying faster than the Catholic rabbit. His plans are harder to track though. He's still going for those launch codes, but he's not making any headway. Nick contacted his friends at Nexus, the world's internet hub, where everybody data flows through. And they said that Ultron wants the missiles, but the codes are being changed constantly by an unknown party. Whoa, that's crazy. Fury tells them that they may not have all the info or the tech, but they have their wit to save the world. Even though Ultron won't admit it, his goals are global destruction. They just need to outwit him. The Avengers are the only thing in his way. They kind of suss out his plan that he wants to be better based on a picture that Bruce looks at of a butterfly. But Ultron wants a human body. Even if it's inefficient, he wants to evolve with the help of Helen Cho. Now, at the lab, we see that vibranium is actually binding the organic tissue. Ultron says it's the most versatile substance on the planet, and they use it to make a frisbee. He breaks the crystal on the scepter and gets the Mind Stone to slot into the head of his new body. That's convenient. Steve, Nat, and Clint are going to Seoul, while Tony heads to the Nexus. Fury will take Banner and Hill to the tower and do something dramatic. And then Clint kisses my wife and they fly off. In the cave, we're back to Selvig and Thor.
Did you say that Clint kisses your wife?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, just making sure.
So in the cave, Selvig and Thor come up upon the Water of Sight. That's what they call it. The water spirit, if the water spirits accept him, he can return to his dream and see what he missed. The legends don't end well for those who enter that water. Luckily, that part doesn't matter. At the Nexus, Tony's trying to find out the hacker who's faster than Ultron. And I think I know who it is. I think I've cracked the code. But Tony does go, he has this line where he's like, "Oh, I'm decrypting the nuclear codes and you don't want me to." Before they
I like
they
in
cut
the
away.
background. In the background, two of the people are taking a selfie with him.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Thor submerges himself and sees visions of extinction. He sees the Infinity Stones that we've previously seen, including, but not excluding, the Mind Stone from the Scepter, the Power Stone from the Orb, the Reality Stone in the Aether, and the Space Stone in the Tesseract. And they all align into something that's vaguely fish-shaped. Even though, and I'll point this out, he should know about the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things about the Infinity Stones in this movie that don't exactly line up
We
with
were playing
what's
a little
supposed to
bit
happen.
faster and a little bit looser with MCU canon until a certain point in the next phase, I think.
They didn't have Infinity War planned. Yet.
Look,
But
I mean, they had it planned that they were going to do it, but
they still bring the joke back in fucking Ragnarok.
I mean, yeah, but dude, unless you're making a Thor movie, do you want to go back and watch Thor 1 again for continuity?
Yeah. They're exactly.
But you're not king.
Like even the end of this movie doesn't line up with what is established later on in Infinity War. They hadn't written Infinity War yet, so things changed.
So at the lab, they can initiate the consciousness stream for Ultron into his new body, even though cellular cohesion will take a few hours. Wanda can read this new body due to her connection with the Mind Stone, actually. She touches the cradle and sees destruction. She thought they would only destroy the Avengers and make the better world. Ultron corrects her. It will be better. Humans will have every opportunity to improve after the Exodus event. He says, when the Earth starts to settle, God throws a stone at it. And believe me, he's winding up.
What a good line wasted on fucking Ultron.
Wanda clears Show's mind. She tries to stop the machine, but she gets blasted. I thought she died here, but she didn't.
Yeah, I thought she got shot through the chest.
She doesn't die here?
No.
No.
She is at the end of this movie.
She is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And the twins run out of there. The Ultron bots take the cradle and begin to move out. Cap runs in to find Cho, and she tells him that Ultron is trying to upload himself into the body, and that the stone is undestroyable. I don't know how she found that part out. But they need to get the cradle to Stark. Clint spots the truck and take out the driver, but that could lead to the destruction of the city. They need to draw Ultron out. And this is where Hawkeye goes, "You're not a match for him, Cap." Thanks, Barton. Just so cut and dry, that Hawkeye guy. Cap and Ultron start fighting on top of the truck, and Ultron does his shield into the road. Nat drops down on a bike and grabs it. Takes a bunch of shortcuts.
It's a pretty cool fight scene.
Yeah, they fight.
Yeah.
Clint shoots at Ultron to draw the guards out of the trailer, and the twins see what's happening on the news. The bots start to lift the truck into the air, while Nat is trying to override the cradle. She hopped in there to grab it. While Cap and Ultron are fighting on the train, the twins come to help Cap, and Ultron starts making his way to the cradle. And then Nat gets kidnapped here. Cap needs to stop the train, so he asks the Maximals for help. Quicksilver gets people out of the way while Wanda slows the train down. Wanda says that Stark will do anything to make this right. Ultron can't tell the difference between saving the world and destroying it. Who does he get that from? At the tower, they need to destroy his new body, Ultron made. But Tony wants to do something else. The hacker protecting the nuclear codes was actually Jarvis. What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow. When Ultron attacked Jarvis out of fear, Jarvis didn't die. He split his pieces into the internet. Hit on Reddit. Hit on
4chan a little bit.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Spam DM someone on Twitter. I don't know. He did something.
He hid in phishing emails talking about the Nigerian prince.
Wakandan Prince needs your help.
Oh my god. I feel like they kind of thought they set this up for payoff later when they said Ultron fled through the net, like near the beginning, after their first fight after the party. And I'm just like, bro, I don't fucking...
No,
You
like
showed
Jarvis
me
fucking
basically
died.
Jarvis's corpse. And you expect me to believe this. If you had told me, no, it's okay, Jarvis has backups, then sure, I'm fine with it. But what the fuck?
So Tony wants to put Jarvis into his body. They can create Ultron's perfect self without the homicide. And Jarvis is like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that. At the Ultron base, he's making more bodies for himself. Nat wakes up and he tells her he's been thinking about meteors. A lot of FF7.
Seems so fucking weird.
Yeah.
He gives a speech about the world looking up in hope, and then someone rips his face in half, and it's him. He says, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger."
Such a weird line.
Then he locks.
Not even a line, just a weird scene.
Then he locks her in a cage.
The fact that she wasn't locked up before this and she just stood still because she was terrified of the murder bot, like, this is Natasha fucking Romanoff.
You don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird.
She's in love.
Joss. Joss, I
With
just
who?
want to talk. Don't mind the fucking bat I hold in my hands.
So Bruce and Tony start putting Jarvis into the vibranium body, and Nat is sending Clint a message over Morse code. Cap and the twins come in to shut down the second attempt. And he's like, I know you're angry. Oh, we're way past that. I could choke the life out of you and never change a shade. That's Hulk to
Fucking
Wanda.
Yeah.
sick line.
Yeah, a very, very good line.
While they're arguing, Pietro just unplugs everything. And Clint shoots the glass from below. And Pietro falls. What, you didn't see that
What, you
coming?
didn't see that coming?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cap starts breaking stuff and Tony blasts him. This is not a team. They're not organized.
It's the pre-Civil War fight. You know?
During the scuffle, though,
Next year.
Thor flies in and just zaps the cradle. And this new thing pops out. It's really naked. This new creature flies at Thor and gets thrown, but stops to look out the window. He's looking at himself, but also the world. He flies down and apologizes for his behavior, and we will know this as the Vision, now acted by Paul Bettany.
Will go on to be one of the most Chad characters in the MCU.
Yeah, actually. I also completely forgot that he's just like, I'm sorry for my earlier behavior. He turns to look at Thor while Thor's talking. He's like, shit, I like that. And then he steals the cave motif.
The cave? Okay.
Yeah.
Thor saw a vision of the stones, the center of the Mind Stone. The stones. I messed up somewhere here in my notes.
I was like, what are you talking about?
He saw a vision. He saw a vision of destruction at the center of it, the Mind Stone. Stark was right. The Avengers can't beat Ultron, but this Vision can. They question whether he's on their side. Vision says he is on their side, and he would have no idea if he's a monster. And there's no way for him to make them trust him. But they have to go now, as he hands Thor Mjolnir. It's a good bit.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's a good way to get them to trust you.
Everyone.
I also like the whose side are you on? I'm on the side of life exchange a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, no, I don't want the planet dead. What the fuck? Be rational about this, you dumb fucks.
Everyone suits up, including Tony, getting a new suit navigator named Friday. We also see other AI here, or navigators, like Jocasta, the future wife and girlfriend of Ultron, who eventually turns against him, and Tadashi, in reference to
Big Hero 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need to clear Sokovia, so Pietro tries to clear out, like to tell the police, hey, start evacuating the city. No one listens. Comes back with a gun. That's pretty funny.
Get off your asses. Good shit.
Wanda mind controls people out. Thor and Banner go back to the lab to look for Nat and find out what he's been planning. Which is crazy they didn't clear that place out when they were there earlier, but whatever. This isn't just about beating him. It's about whether he's right. Says Cap. Bruce finds Nat and he plans to only help with evac. Tony flies to the church to meet with Ultron. And a big spike comes through the church. We still don't know what it's for. A bunch of bots come in to initiate the third act battle. You ready?
Whoa, third act!
Big fight.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the third act fight against a bunch of robots. I think it's entertaining.
Yeah. Just wait till we play Avengers.
I don't think it's always entertaining, but I think this movie does a decent job of it.
So
this third act fight against the robots specifically is entertaining. I think the Soul one, I just sort of went.
Yes.
All right. Are we at the final act yet?
That's the one where it's like this movie didn't have to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it really suffers in the pacing department when you have 6 different fights against a bunch of Ultron robots.
Mm-hmm.
So Vision comes in and he disconnects Ultron from the web. Ultron activates the device and a large chunk of Sokovia starts rising into the air. He's turning the city into a meteor.
What a plan.
Purge me from your computers. Turn my own flesh against me. It means nothing. When the dust settles, The only thing living in this world will be metal. Nat and Banner.
It's kind of a metal line. I'm not gonna lie.
They wrote one-liners for Ultron first, and Ultron as a competent character second, and you can tell.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when the city starts to lift. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's pretty raw, and as a set piece, it's really good.
So Nat and Banner kiss, but she pushes him off the ledge so he can go green.
He's like, kiss.
Yeah.
Hulk seems really happy to be needed. The impact of the city could kill thousands, but if it gets even greater heights, it could spell global extinction. Stark needs to worry about getting the city back down safely. The rest of us has one job: tear these things apart. You get hurt them back. You get killed, walk it off.
Oh, what a cool line!
A mom, in the scene with the biddies out, is running for her life.
God damn it!
I assume she had.
Dude,
I assume she had more scenes, but she just got the biddies out. I don't know what's going on.
There are deleted scenes of her. But I was watching the movie, and as soon as I saw her, I was like, Tyler's gonna mention her in the episode.
It's just weird. It's weird that she's so focused on.
There were more.
But she shows up at the start of the movie.
There were more
too.
scenes that they cut.
Hawkeye. She's like fucking not Ashley Birch, but the other girl.
Yeah, the one from Avengers 1. Yeah.
Hawkeye and Wanda are working together. Wanda's freaking out, but Clint tells her, doesn't matter what you or what you were, what you did or what you were.
You're right?
I think what you did or who you were.
Something like that. You know, I watched this movie
doesn't matter what you did. Wait. I found it. Hang on. Hold on.
Okay.
Damn it, I lost it.
Anyways, if you go out there, you fight.
Okay. Doesn't matter what you did or what you were. If you go out there, you fight and you fight to kill. Stay in here, you're good. I'll send your brother to come find you. But if you step out that door, you're an Avenger. Nice. What a great fucking... Oh, God, I love Hawkeye. The city is flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. Nothing makes sense.
People are going to fall off the bridge, but Cap can't hold them. Thor tries to catch them, and he saves some of them. But he throws one of the bots off the ledge, and that's why I'm like, okay, well, that's one for later. Ultron targets Thor because he's like, hey, you're fucking annoying me right now.
Honestly valid.
Clint gets surrounded, and Wanda comes out for her hero moment where she does the arm things. Clint and the twins...
She does her hand things.
Clint and the twins make their way towards Cap, and Pietro mocks Clint. He calls him the old man or somebody. And, you know, he's like, no one would know. Nobody.
It's a funny line the first time you watch it, and then you rewatch it.
Little does he know. It's not going to be long.
No. But I love the line every time.
Ultron smacks Thor around while everyone else fights. Pietro is grazed by a bullet from a cop.
Seriously?
Tony is struggling to find a way to safely bring the city down. Cap doesn't want to blow this part of the city up because it will cost the lives of civilians. And this is the trolley dilemma, you know.
The Sokovia problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While Nat is accepting that she's going to die here, Fury comes over the comms, and he's brought a shield.
Let's go.
Helicarrier, baby.
Hell
Thanks to the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who Coulson was keeping that for him.
That's not canon.
That's why.
We see Maria Hill.
That's why Fury even says, some old friends helped me dust this off.
Yeah.
And he's talking
His
about
old friends.
the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
ABC show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does not know who they are.
This is like one of the last references to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Really, it starts to wind down after this.
I wonder why. Because
the show was bad. I know.
We see Maria Hill, and we see that guy who refused to help Rumlow in Winter Soldier. They bring some carriers for the help evac. He tries to say a bunch of cool shit, but he doesn't.
Thank you, Daisy.
The Ultron bots head towards the helicarrier, but in comes Rhodey, back in the War Machine suit. Evac going rather smooth, but one bot does fly into the command center of the helicarrier. Good thing Fury takes it out. Ultron is like choking out Thor, but only to buy time for Vision to smack Ultron with the hammer. And it's like, oh, it's terribly well balanced. Tony finally comes up with a plan to, and he comes up with the heat seal. Everyone converges at the core. Avengers, time to work for a living.
Ugh.
If Ultron touches the core, they lose. All the bots rush the core, and this is basically a tower defense game.
Yeah.
Everyone kills.
But it's
cool
shot
sequence.
pretty cool.
Yeah. It's really good.
Ultron and Vision eventually square off before Ultron is blasted by everyone with beams. The bots try to leave the city.
What did he say? He's like, in hindsight or whatever, and then he gets fucking knocked away.
Yeah,
big fan.
By the Hulk, right?
Yeah,
yes,
the Hulk comes
just
in.
knocks him the fuck out, and he goes flying like Team Rocket.
Yeah.
This is the question I always hear asked, which is, why did you bring all the bots here? You couldn't leave one.
He's not very smart.
You couldn't have left one somewhere else, just in case.
He's not very smart. He's
Maybe like
pretty
in a bunker.
He couldn't have planted one, made it seem like it was dead, and then when they let their guard down, just slap the core.
No way.
Come on, man.
He'd never do that.
Work smarter, not harder, Ultron.
He'd never do that on Wanda's watch. So the bots try to leave the city, so War Machine starts to take them out, but good thing Vision is also here.
Dude, I love that because when Vision comes in, the score starts to play this fucking epic angelic choir music or something so out of left field. And then it just stops and it cuts to Rhodey and he's like, what the fuck?
He's never going to get a new story. Cap will sweep the stragglers while everyone gets to the ships. Wanda will protect the core. And Clint and Nat drive to the boats as he talks about what part of his house he should remodel next. Which is major, I'm gonna die vibes.
Major dead, death flags. They throw up a lot of death flags for Clint in this movie.
Nat comes in to use the lullaby on Bruce. And Drinka, the Milky Mommy, is looking for her son Costo.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Who she lost track of in the chaos. Clint sees him just over
At what point does it become harassment?
I think at about the point where you call her the Milky Mommy. I think that's the moment that you cross over into all right, whoa, slow down now territory.
They could have cut her altogether.
They really could have.
They actually could have.
But she has to be there so that, so that Quicksilver can die. So
Clint sees him just over the way and goes to get him. Tony and Thor get ready for the plan. Before Hulk can be calmed down, he's shot by an Ultron in a jet. So
it's just fucking crazy. He just comes back in a Quinjet.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, dude.
He's like, I'm so tired. I'm just gonna shoot you.
He starts heading for Clint, who braces himself for death. But Pietro saves Clint and Costello, but is shot in the process and fucking dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people wish Clint had died here. I'm not one of them.
I'm just
I don't even care whether
I'm just
Clint
like,
dies
why
here
didn't you
or not.
run a little farther away?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a little... what Quicksilver does isn't the smartest. But honestly, for where they were at the time, I think this was the best choice.
Just they're also just like, you know what?
You don't want to compete
He's not really good with bullets either way. We showed that the whole movie.
Well, that, but also, honestly, when you're writing, there's a better Quicksilver in another universe. You don't want to do both.
Mr. Johnson was like, I'm not gonna try to be in these movies all my life, dude. What a fucking idiot.
I know they shot a version where he lives.
And now he's upstaged by his friend, also from Kick-Ass.
Well, don't worry, because he's going to be Kraven now.
Yeah, ooh. Yeah, what a glow up. Kraven. in the Sony verse.
I just think for at the time where this movie came out, it was a smart idea to not have Quicksilver in the MCU. You don't want to invite that comparison.
We should have left Wanda out too.
I don't. I love Wanda.
So he fucking died. He says he didn't see that coming, right?
Imagine if those are your last fucking words.
Wanda loses it. Hulk
Your last words were written as a bit by Joss Whedon.
Worst thing imaginable.
A bit in 3 parts.
It's literally making me sick thinking about it.
Yeah, well, bless you.
Hulk drops Nat off at the helicarrier and takes out the Ultron in the jet, who also has a very quippy line. And Wanda takes out one of the bots in the train. Wanda, if you stay here, you'll die. I just did. But also, Wanda.
Feels like this.
Which doesn't make sense. He's a robot. I don't know.
Shut up. It's a good line.
He's a robot.
It's a cool moment.
You don't feel that, Wanda.
Shut up.
You're 26, Wanda. You should know that.
Boo! Shut up. Boo!
I don't know, dude. Like, I get it, but like, he doesn't feel that.
Yeah, it's a dumb line, but it's
did she
badass.
have the weird twin mind link with her brother, Loy, Zach, and Cody do in the fucking Sweet Life extended universe, or what? Like,
that's the part that I have a problem with, is her being like, as soon as he dies, she like drops to her knees.
They're both kind of linked by the mind stone.
Shut up. Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were going back to the Ultimates. I was like, no, shut up. I was like, stop talking.
That makes some degree of sense.
I don't think that's what they were thinking.
No, probably not.
I think they didn't care. I think they were just like, wouldn't it be a cool moment if there was no sound and she was screaming? And I'm like, it is a cool moment. Give me a setup for it. Set up a cool moment for that to be payoff.
Yeah.
And man, what a cool moment it is when you realize that you've stopped guarding the thing that's going to destroy this fucking city.
Yeah.
And the one bot who pretended to be dead hits the core.
Let's go, we're trying harder. Let's go.
Remember how I said earlier that Wanda Maximoff's whole MO is doing something extremely selfish without like thinking and inadvertently causing danger for people that you care about?
You're spitting. Yeah.
We see that in every movie.
Yeah, it's incredibly funny. She shouldn't have been an Avenger so quickly. If there had been like any degree of on-screen training for this bitch.
They're kind of out of options at the end of this movie. They don't have a whole lot of people left.
They can kind of screen their people.
If you think about it, Wanda is actually the cause of the end of the Avengers, dude.
Yes, actually.
She lets Tony take the staff. He creates Ultron. He does the city shit. She doesn't watch guard. The city falls. The Sokovia Accords.
This is really putting a lot on
the Sokovia Accords happen.
Okay.
And then Lagos happens, which is actually kind of her fault as well.
Big one.
That one is actually kind of her fault.
Yeah, even if you don't argue her letting take
this kills Zemo's family.
You're right. I forgot.
I definitely think you're putting a lot on Wanda.
Yes.
Like, this could all have been stopped if, Tony didn't make a crazy murder death bot. But I understand your point.
But she knew he did something.
He made it because his worst fears were amplified. By who?
Okay, no, because they're planning this before Sokovia.
Yes,
because he comes back and he's like, we could do Ultron.
And if he hadn't been allowed to take the staff in that moment, he wouldn't have had the resources to make fucking Ultron.
Yeah, but you don't know that he couldn't have done it eventually.
He might have done it eventually. I'll say that much openly. But like, the events as they happened explicitly mean that she kind of was the cause of this.
Like, I'm all for, like I said, Wanda's whole thing that I love so much is how badly she fucks up at every corner. But I draw the line at taking other characters' faults and putting them on
this
her.
This is kind of directly her fault.
These are her faults.
She fucks up enough. She doesn't need, to prove the point. You don't need to put other characters.
Take it in the comments, everyone.
Who's
right?
She does enough bad things.
take
I
it to
should
the
have known
comments.
you two would. I should have known this would be your two's fucking point of view.
Hey, we're
Tony Stark can do no wrong.
We're
No,
two-
he
Wait
can,
for
we're
he
two
Civil
can
movies
do
War.
away from
wrongs,
Civil
but
War.
I forgive him. I love
Dude,
him.
Civil War is gonna be a fucking mess. We're gonna be here for like 3 hours.
The funniest part is when we hit Civil War and it's literally going to be a civil fucking war in this
Yeah.
podcast.
We're so close.
It's
But you know what?
dangerous.
If we make it past Civil War, nothing will ever be able to tear us apart.
If we make it past
You
Civil
know?
War, we are canonically stronger than the Avengers.
That's true. What if we split the podcast after Civil War?
So
And then we come back together for Infinity War.
So the devastation, really big, really huge. Enough for people to be like, wow, that's kind of fucked. But less than it would have been. So, you know, the world's not destroyed. Vision saves Wanda on the
And
Quinjet.
everybody in the theater that had read the comics was like, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna fuck that robot.
She's gonna fuck that robot.
On the
And I
Quinjet,
support it.
Nat contacts Hulk to tell him the job is finished. He come home. They can't track him in stealth mode, but Hulk, he just kind of fucking hangs up. We'll fucking see you.
Hulk, go to Vegas.
We'll see you in Ragnarok, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow you're gonna end up there.
Hey, don't worry about it.
One last bot is around, and Vision meets it on the ground. The
What a
bot
cutscene.
and Ultron's just like, Stark asked for a savior, but settled for a slave. And you know, Vision tells him that the humans are doomed. Well, Ultron says that, but Vision says, a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that line, and I was like, dude, fucking Vision was spitting since day one.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Vision is the realest one because he never misses. Like,
Yeah.
fuck Hawkeye. This man never
I
misses.
can't
Okay,
wait till we
hold on.
see Vishon.
Hawk in WandaVision.
Yeah, the fucking turtleneck.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
it's gonna be really good.
Clint returns home, and Laura's happy to see him. Tony drives down a road to the new Avengers facility. The Avengers compound. We see Cho talking to Hill. Again, she's still alive somehow. Because Cap definitely just kind of left too. Silva gets in office. Nat stands alone as she gets the video of Clint's new child, Nathaniel Pietro Barton. She remembers that Fury sent her to recruit Banner in Avengers 1 and asks Fury if he knew this would happen. He says he only hoped for the best and that he has a great team. Cap, Stark, and Thor argue about the rules of Mjolnir. Vision's a machine, so it shouldn't count, right? Thor says that the Mind Stone will be safe with the Vision. But fuck that. If you put the hammer on the elevator, it would still go up.
The
Can't
elevator's
see-
not worthy.
He's not worthy. Thor has to leave to figure out the Infinity Stone situation, which he fucking doesn't, actually. That's not what he does.
That's not at all what happens in Ragnarok, but
No.
okay.
Yeah, in my notes I said I don't know what he's gonna do because we don't see him again until Ragnarok. Stark is gonna go off and do his own thing. Maybe take a page from Clint. And Cap kind of ponders about who he is now.
You know, it's kind of funny thinking about that line because, like, in Endgame, after the time jump,
Mhm.
Tony does end up at like a cabin on like a lake
Yeah.
with his wife.
Because at
So,
that
yeah, I
point,
didn't
he's
even really think about that.
reevaluated his priorities.
Yeah, I did not think about that until right now, but I like that.
Cap and Nat walk out to greet the new members of the team. War Machine,
Whoa!
Vision, Falcon, Wanda.
And her outfit's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's
The
like,
hair is what kills me. Like, bitch,
the hair
chop
is
some of that.
terrible. I'm like, can you breathe in that
That's
thing?
a liability in the field, bitch.
Like, and I don't know how much of this is like fucking, like is Joss Whedon, you know, being weird, but like her costume at the end of the movie is like, dude, fucking, it's so tight, And it's really, it's pushing him up, dude, in a way that I'm uncomfortable with. And I'm like, why did they put her in this? This does not look practical at all.
Yeah, not at all.
So there's a deleted scene, and I'm sure you've seen it, where in this part, someone else is there.
Oh, with Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, shit. This early?
Obviously not played by Brie Larson, but
no, of course not.
Still in the scene. And then Cap ends it with Avengers! And that's it. But there's...
Is that also one where... No, okay.
What?
Because there was also a version of this scene shot. I don't know if we've ever seen it, but there was a version of this scene shot with Quicksilver in it. Because they weren't sure if they were going to kill him immediately.
We see the mid-credit scene here. We see the finalization of the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos puts it on.
Yeah.
And says, fine.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself. I'm Thanos.
It really doesn't make any fucking sense that he's taking this gauntlet from like in a vault, like with what we learned in Infinity War. Like,
who cares?
Yeah,
Purple
they
Man.
had not yet written. They hadn't written Infinity War yet. They weren't.
They haven't hired. They didn't hire Peter Dinklage yet. So
yeah. So now that the
it's
movie's
like it's
over,
kind of like the end of Full Metal Alchemist. You know, the manga's not done. We just got to make some shit up.
This score was done by Brian Tyler and Danny Elfman. It's a whatever score. It's not Alan Silvestri. But the worst part is that they were like, and this is something that Danny Elfman does all the fucking time, and I hate it. When they take like a franchise that has a pre-established like musical theme, and they're like, no, I'm just gonna do my own. So you can kind of hear Alan Silvestri's Avengers theme throughout this movie, but it's remixed by Danny Elfman into his own thing. And I'm like, fuck you, Danny Elfman. You did this with fucking Batman. You did this with fucking Doctor Strange. Keep the themes, dear God. Fucking, you don't need to make a new theme for every character. Anyways, that was for Fabio. That rant was for Fabio, but fucking, ugh.
All right. So.
Frustrates me.
Movie's over. You know what time it is. What time is it, Shawn?
I don't, because you change it every week. You change what time it is.
It's time
what
for
time is
Shawn
it, Tyler?
to wonder
You tell
what
me.
time it is.
You tell me what time it is.
It's time for our favorite segment.
Language.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There are 15 swears in this movie.
Oh.
3 of them are hard swears. 12 of them are soft swears. Pretty low number.
So we're up from the last Avengers movie, though.
Yes.
Yes, by 2. That I can count.
Exact
Can
same
you?
number of softwares, though.
Yeah. At 150, Tony Stark says,
Shit! Language.
Yeah.
Let's go.
at 2420, Sam Wilson says,
Sounds like a hell of a fight. Sorry, I missed it.
at 2631, Natasha Romanoff says,
Not a damn thing.
Ugh.
at
Hate that scene.
2857, Clint Barton says,
Bet your ass.
at 5531, Tony Stark says,
In the back? Dick move, Banner.
at 10309, Clint Barton says,
Ultron has these allies, these kids or punks, really. They carry a big damn stick.
at 11339, Nick Fury says,
Outwit the platinum bastard.
at 12140, Clint Barton says,
Give him hell.
at 12437, Clint Barton also says,
What the hell you
Just be ready.
and at 12543, Clint Barton says,
Yeah?
it's all
Yeah.
when he shakes like this, like a little kid. At 13748, Pietro Maximoff says,
Get off your asses.
at 149.07, Clint once again curses.
The last I saw him, an Ultron was sitting on him. Yeah, I'll be missed. That quick little bastard. I miss him already.
At 151.33, Steve Rogers says,
Fury, you son of a bitch.
Ooh, you kiss your mother with that mouth?
Hell yeah.
Fury and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you sons of bitches.
that's not what he said.
No, that is not what he said.
That is what
At
he was
158.37, Natasha Romanoff says,
So get your ass on a boat.
and at 2:07:45, Nick Fury says,
Could be the Quinjet, but with Stark's stealth tech, we still can't track the damn thing.
and that is it for the swears. So next up, let's talk about the connections. Yo! I made 1 out of 2 of the things that I need to make. I will show you that now. The mini board gonna squeak its way in. I almost connected from the call. It's a mini board. So, Age of Ultron has some connections to a bunch of the other Phase 2 movies, obviously. So we get Baron von Strucker, the Maximoff twins, Sam Wilson, Maria Hill, Nick Fury, and that guy that wouldn't listen to Rumlow from Winter Soldier. We get Loki's staff from Avengers. We get Rhodey, last seen in Iron Man 3, as well as Avengers Tower, which, was seen in Iron Man 3, but it's miscounted here. It should also be pointing to Winter Soldier. We get indirect mentions of Jane and the Convergence from Dark World, as well as Pepper, last seen in Iron Man 3. We see Selvig and the Aether from Dark World. We have the Orb from Guardians, Thanos from Avengers and Guardians, the Tesseract and the Leviathans from Avengers. We got the move that Cap and Thor do, which is the same when they clash in Avengers. And then we get the monument in Grand Central Station to the first responders for the Battle of New York that happened in Avengers 1. And so from that, you can infer that this Age of Ultron connects to Iron Man 3, Winter Soldier, Dark World, Guardians, loosely, and, of course, the original Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Not really a direct sequel to anything in particular, but, the culmination of everything. They tried.
They tried.
They tried.
All right. Let's get to our ranking. Shawn, I'm going to save you for last.
Okay.
Shibuya, where do you rank this movie?
All right. So, Age of Ultron. Not a movie I had seen in a while. I forgot how good some moments are, but that's really all it is for me. It's a bunch of good moments that are surrounded by a lot of mid. Like, a lot of mid. This movie drags in places, and it frustrates in places, and it butchers some characters with a forced fucking awful romance in places. But what I really like. Like, the casual Avengers just hanging out and bantering and fucking around with each other while they take down a Hydra base. I wish we had gotten any more of that before they decided to tear the team apart with civil fucking war. Because of that, this isn't really a movie I would rewatch again. I would rewatch the highlights on YouTube. Which is the same thing I would do with a movie like First Avenger, which is why it's getting the same ranking, but it's going just under it on my list at number 9 with a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay. As for me, Avengers Age of Ultron is, yes, a very mid movie. It's not one I think about, not when I first watched it, and not when I watch it now. And which is crazy because for the movie that's probably the most mid on this list, that's not just like I think is outright bad or not for me. It's the movie I watched in the shortest amount of time. It took me, basically one sitting. So for that, Avengers Age of Ultron will go at number 7 on my list, ranking right below Iron Man 2 and right above the first Thor. Shawn.
So this movie's not good. It's got a lot of problems.
You
However,
got to rank it number 1. Here it goes.
If it's fucking number 1.
However, I really enjoy watching this movie. And whenever I run into that problem, right? Whenever it's happened in the past when I'm ranking for this podcast where it's like, quality wise, this movie's not very good, but would I like if I were given 2 options, right? Which one would I put on instead? I rank off of that. Like,
yeah, I do as well. And then the number comes after that.
What would I rather watch? And for that, this is a 3 out of 5 for me. And it comes in at number 4 on my list after Iron Man, but above the first Captain America movie.
Damn.
I forgot you ranked Avengers 1 that low. God.
Damn.
Okay.
And I just if given the option to watch either Avengers movie, every time I'd choose this one. I like the action in this movie more. Yeah.
That's a statement. All right.
It has more characters that I like. It has better action sequences.
Shawn and Tim Geddes at the podcast right now?
I don't particularly love either of the first 2 Avengers movies, so if I had to pick between them, this would be the one that I would watch. Yeah. It's high up right now, but that's just because the majority of the Marvel movies that I really like are in Phase 3. Yeah. Yeah, no, right now it's number 4 on my list.
All right. Well, Shawn's done a while and out. That's it for the podcast. We're kind of done here. I think. I don't think I've missed anything. I hope not.
We just have to tell people that Ant-Man's next?
Yeah.
I guess?
Yeah, we should be done with Phase 2, but for some reason Marvel is insane and thought that Ant-Man is what should end Phase 2.
No.
So,
at least Ant-Man's funny, dude. You know?
I do like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
No, I like the Ant-Man movie a lot. So I'm not saying like, oh, the movie's bad. It's just weird that like they did an Avengers movie and then Ant-Man.
They knew.
And the Phase.
They knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, this one.
Marvel
this one's not gonna hit as hard.
Phase, and it's not on the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So, next up is Ant-Man. Obviously, the end of Phase 2. When Phase 3 starts, baby, things around here are gonna get different.
Oh yeah.
I think what
does that mean?
If I don't get lazy, but
okay,
we'll figure it out.
I don't know what that means.
So
please be excited for everybody to learn what that means, including the
Yeah.
co-hosts.
Yeah.
if you're hearing this on time, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Have a good one. If you celebrate that, I just like the food. I'm a food guy.
Yeah. Tyler's like, I'm aware of the history. I just like the food.
Yeah.
Look, hey, you know what? I can't say it here. Shawn,
Oh yeah, I know what you were gonna say.
Shawn remembers what I said.
Yeah, I know. I know what you were gonna say.
But yeah. Until that happens, though, where can everyone find you guys? Anyone?
Go ahead, Shibuya.
All right, shit. I was trying to be polite, but whatever. All right, you guys can find me on YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter at Shibuya Gato. Spelled no spaces. You know the drill by now. I'm gonna be streaming a lot of fucking Pokemon. So you want to watch somebody play Pokemon and just go, "Oh my god, it's a fucking Ferrigiraffe." That's me. Hi, that's gonna be me. I love that little guy. He's gonna be on my team and he's gonna beat the Elite Four's ass. Yeah, I've also got some other podcast stuff happening, so keep an eye out on that.
Shawn?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Shawn_AFK. I tweet about everything that I do over there. You can also check me out, similarly to Shibuya, playing fucking Pokemon, but over with Tyler, and Tyler will tell you where to watch that.
Me?
Yeah, I'm not going to plug your Twitch channel, Tyler.
You could.
Nah, you can do it.
So, you can find me on Twitter and everywhere else at Tyler Rims. And just like Shibuya, and I guess Shawn, we'll be playing a lot of Pokemon real soon. By the time you hear this, the game will be out. So,
yeah.
A lot of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Red Gang over here, picking Scarlet.
Purple Gang for me.
Yeah, fuck the Purple Gang.
I haven't chosen yet.
Scarlet has some mons that I like better, but on the whole, the Violet exclusives just spoke to me more, man.
And where will they be able to watch us playing Pokemon, Tyler?
I said it.
He said.
Oh, did you?
I did.
He said on
Now you gotta plug
everything
it.
at Tyler M's, motherfucker.
Tell the class what you
on
heard.
everything at Tyler M's? Nah. All right. On twitch.tv/Tyler M's. Also, you can check us out over there, finishing Gotham Knights eventually, because we're not done yet, Tyler. Don't
That's
you
true.
fucking forget. I
haven't
know
forgotten.
that Pokemon is out.
Sean,
but
I've been
don't
busy.
fucking forget
I've been
we
busy,
have to
Sean.
finish Gotham Knights. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, I know that Pokemon's coming out and we're going to get really busy with that, but I want to platinum that fucking game, so we need to finish it.
You can follow McUnhinged on Twitter at MCUnhinged. You can also find us on Anchor at anchor.fm/MCU-unhinged. You can also find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also, if we're not in a place that you listen to, come over to the Anchor page, copy that RSS feed, plug it into your podcast app of choice, and we will pop up there regularly for you. All right. Well, we'll see you.
Yeah.
You
Will
okay?
we see them?
We won't. This is a podcast. We don't see anyone who
Oh
listens.
God, my eyes. Oh God. Oh fuck.
But
I'm
I
blind.
can't fucking see.
Why do I hear the Daredevil theme?
Ants.
but
Ants.
Ants.
Ants. Ant-Man.
MC Unhinged will return. For Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Can I stop recording yet?
Episode banter. Initiate.
That's it. That's all the banter. Congratulations, everybody. Good work, team.
I'm just real sad this week. That's my banter. My favorite character's dead.
I hadn't seen this movie since it was in fucking theaters. I remember being in college waiting to get through my first semester of exams just for this movie to come out. Fuck, that aged me like 10 years. Which is good because it's only been like 7 since the movie came out.
So, let me spin you a yarn. Let me tell you a tale
Okay.
of my experience going to the theater over the past weekend to see Black Panther.
Oh
Wakanda
no.
Forever.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say anything plot-wise about the movie, obviously. But some things happened. And it all started at the ticket counter. So I'm standing in front of these 3 fucking nerds, right? Well, I'm standing behind them. Me and my brother are waiting in line. The other counter opens up, so we go over there, and I pay for the ticket. She's like, "Okay, now pick your seats." I'm like, "Okay, let's see where we want to sit." And he's like, "Hey, let's sit in this row and this number." I'm like, "Okay, that's a good spot. That's primo spot." But a couple seconds earlier, I heard those 3 people at the other counter say those same numbers.
Oh no.
And I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're talking about going to the exact same movie as me, in the exact same theater room, in the exact same row and numbers that I'm picking right now.
Well,
What are the
yes, there
odds?
was a way.
There is a way, because that's what happened. As soon as I got the numbers out of my mouth, those seats had just been taken, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Okay, well, whatever. I'll take the seats like 3 over. Leave a gap in between. So she confirms our seats, gives our tickets. She says, "Enjoy the movie."
Oh no.
And I say, "You too."
Oh no.
And my brother starts dying laughing.
Well, here's the thing. That's less embarrassing when you're going to see a Marvel movie, because Marvel movies are so big, it's pretty safe to assume that people who work at a theater will be watching it at least once.
Yeah. But he was just like, she's not going to see that movie. She's going to be at that counter while we're watching it.
I mean, while you're watching it, yeah. Maybe she's not seeing it tonight, but I mean, she'll probably see it at some time before it leaves theaters.
And then I go into the Spencer's Gift, which is literally right next to the theater because it's in a mall. And I buy some shirts. You know, I buy a Death Note shirt. I buy a JoJo Part 5 shirt. I buy a SpongeBob shirt that says, "Well, I'm gonna head out," and he's getting out of the chair. And then we go into the theater. We go into the movie. We sit down. And the opening scene's playing.
You buy these things. Wait, you buy these things before you go to the movie theater?
Yeah.
Did you like go back to your car and put them away?
No.
You just
can
carried
just
like
put
these
the bags under your seat, Sean.
Yeah.
No,
okay. Yeah.
No, okay.
Obviously.
Sean, here's the strat. Okay. It wasn't a packed showing. I confirmed that by just looking at the seating chart. So me and my brother were sitting one off from the edge. So there's a seat between me and the edge of the walkway. And then there's a seat between him and the group who stole our seats.
Did they steal them? I don't.
Who stole our seats.
They snatched their fucking seats, dude.
So,
okay. All right.
What sad sap is going to come in and sit on by their lonesome next to another group of people, you know? That's just kind of weird. There's a lot of other empty seats in that theater. Why don't they sit next to me? So, the seat next to me, I put my snacks there, put my bags there. That's my seat too. It's mine.
I'm just saying, anybody that walks into like a movie theater with like bags, I don't know, dude. I'm watching you. I'm like,
cool. I'm like, waste your money. I'm watching the fucking movie that I paid for.
Like, well, you gotta admit that's fucking weird to walk into like a dark movie theater with a bunch of bags.
Especially
in America.
No, motherfucker.
Whoa,
don't cut me
whoa.
off. Especially if it's in a mall, it's not fucking weird.
I guess if it's in a mall, that's less weird. All the movie theaters I go to are like they're not like in a mall. But
most of the
we don't have
I go
solo
to are
movie
separate
theaters
from the
around
mall,
here.
But like,
I don't know, dude.
All the ones around here get turned into churches. Okay.
I feel like that's we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
We don't have time for that.
No, we don't have time to unpack all that. But
okay, let me finish my story, Sean. Okay, so
you can finish your story.
So first off, before we even sit down, I trip up the stairs and waste a little bit of my popcorn. But I'm not gonna go get someone to pick it up. I'm just like, damn, that sucks. Anyways, back to my seat. And everyone saw it because apparently while we were waiting for the previews, they had the real theater lights on, like the top lights, not
the
just
bright ones.
Yeah, not the dim ones.
Yeah.
So I was like, ugh.
Damn.
But I'm watching the opening scene's playing, and someone is taking pictures. With their flash on.
What the fuck?
And it's not like they're new scenes these are the scenes that were in the trailer they're taking pictures of. Why? What are you doing?
Fuck?
They're getting pictures for their blog.
And there were several times throughout the movie where they were just taking a picture with the flash on.
What the fuck?
And I'm like,
what's the Flash doing in a Marvel movie?
I'm just like, what are you?
Not being arrested for their crimes.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna sandbag it.
No, please don't.
But also, someone had during the funeral. All I heard at some point was the fucking like default Android noise.
No.
And it was like, come on, if you're gonna have your notes on, at least have like a personalized tone or something. It's just what a terrible crowd this time around. Terrible crowd.
I think you told me at one point that they were yelling. What are they yelling in Infinity War when they're about to? I can't even remember what it.
What?
Yeah, like that. Whatever. Yeah, that didn't you say somebody was yelling that during the movie?
Oh no.
I didn't say that.
I could have sworn you said
the thought of somebody doing that in the middle of that, like, especially if they're not doing it in that scene because it's a really sad, somber funeral.
Well, not during that scene, but I could have sworn you said.
The worst was someone had their had silent notifications on, but they had the thing where they get a notification and their camera flash starts going nuts.
I hate that. You want to know why? Because my mom has that. Because she constantly gets work emails. So when we're in a movie theater and I see the flash come from her purse and it's bright as fuck, it's the worst. It sucks.
Yeah. It sucks because I could see it just out of the corner of my eye. Like, it's enough to be like, what's going on over there? It was terrible.
So when I went to go see Captain Marvel, I'm in the movie theater. I'm watching the movie, having a good time. I like that movie, personally. And she's flying around. She's being a badass. It's like the end of the movie when like they're in the Quinjet or whatever, and she's flying around and they're doing that stuff. And I just hear, "From down the court."
What?
Oh my god! And I turn around and there's this dude lying in the back of the theater with his phone out watching NBA highlights.
What the fuck?
And when I say lying in the back of the theater, I mean he's past the last row lying on the floor.
That's dangerous.
And the dude gets up, leaves the theater, comes back with a big bowl of popcorn, and then goes back up to where he was lying down, watches some more highlights, and then comes like when he comes back down the steps again, he's shirtless.
What?
What?
Yeah. That movie also, the entire time I was sitting there, the guy next to me was like, I think he was a dad, like brought his family, and he was playing like Candy Crush on his phone the entire time.
Ugh.
Just like with the brightness fully on.
My brother said he definitely saw the girl next to him like scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, I fully believe it.
Yeah, so that was, but yeah, I just from down court, I'm like, what is happening behind? And I look at it and I just hear NBA highlights playing on the dude's phone.
When we get to Captain Marvel, we need to call it like From Downtown or something.
Yeah.
That's got to be like the episode name.
Yeah. I'm just, when we're doing the episode, I'm going to randomly start playing NBA highlights on my phone.
You just hear like the ref whistle in the middle of the episode for no fucking reason.
You guys are like, well, you know, and in this scene, like, there's a lot, and I'm like, God damn it, LeBron!
All right.
Anyways, that's my theater experience.
It's been about 12 minutes.
Oh, hang on, I got one more. When I went to go see Star Wars The Last Jedi, I think, I was sitting in the theater, talking to my friends. Movie hasn't started yet, like the previews haven't even started yet, and the lights are starting to dim, and a couple rows in front of us, these two groups are getting into a fight about seats.
Oh no.
Which also, a fight about seats also happened when I went to go see Wakanda Forever. But anyways, they're getting into a fight about what seats they are, and the movie's starting, like they fight all throughout the credits, or not the credits, sorry, the previews, and then like the Lucasfilm logo pops up, and one of the people that was fighting turns to the audience and goes, "It's Star Wars, everybody!" and then just walks away.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck,
like
honestly.
Performative art?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the movie started.
Okay.
It's Marvel, everybody.
Yeah, it's Star Wars, everybody. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm here to fucking see it. Shut up.
All right, let's get into Age of Ultron.
All right, let's get into Age of Ultron. I had strings, but now I'm free. Badass trailer.
Yeah, really, really good trailer motif. It's a shame about, you know.
The actual movie?
Yeah.
Okay. My ranking of this movie will probably surprise you.
Number 1.
Can you imagine?
All right.